Hello and welcome to a DFS strategy video for the 2023 RBC Canadian Open. My name is Eric and here at SweetSpotDFS, it's all about trying to hit the optimal lineup every single week. And in these strategy videos, what I like to do is combine the SweetSpot ranks, the marquee tee times, and then combine that with our preview video that I do Monday night. So everything that we learned with the bucket system, we take into account in this video, and we really try to narrow down our player pools and figure out our anchor plays, which I like to cover with our anchor buckets. So that is what I'll be talking about in this strategy video. Of course, I'll be building lineups at the end of the video. So if you are interested in doing just that, leave me 2 to 4 golfers you want me to build your lineups around, and I will use the optimizer to do just that. Some quick reminders before we get in the strategy video of giveaways. So the first one being a subscriber giveaway. We ran this last night in the preview video. There's a monthly and a weekly giveaway. They both require the same thing. You need to be subscribed and you need to participate on the channel. A way to participate on the channel is to leave comments on any of the videos that I post. If you need a topic, you can just give me your 2 favorite golfers that you want to play for the week. And that's it. You can leave whatever comment you actually want. It's to help the YouTube algorithm to try to get the SweetSpot podcast and all these videos out to as many viewers as possible. So really, if you do that, then I want to reward you with the opportunity to win some money. So the weekly giveaway I run every Monday night. I give away $5 for the weekly giveaway. The first Monday of every month, I do the monthly giveaway. If we reach the sub goal, which we hit 550 subscribers before I recorded yesterday in the preview video. So you can see that all the way over there to the left, the furthest left you can go, we got to 554 subscribers. So thank you all for subscribing. That's awesome. I appreciate very much. The new goal is 600 subscribers. So if we can reach 600 subscribers by the end of June, I will give away $50 once again. So again, it's my way to reward you. And once again, every week I do a weekly giveaway that follow the same criteria, being subscribed and participating on the channel. And that's worth $5. And if you come in here in the live video and you leave comments here, you also get credit for participating. So your name goes right into the draw and you get a chance to win $5, like I just said. Another giveaway that I like to do, it's more like a rebate. I call it the Prize Picks giveaway. If you there's a link in the description. If you click on that link, it'll bring you to the Prize Picks homepage. If you go to sign up, it's already going to populate the SweetSpot promo code. And if you sign up using that promo code, put $20 in your account, I'm going to give you $20 back. Plus Prize Picks will match that deposit. And they'll match that deposit up to $100. So you don't have to just put $20 in. You can put up to $100. You're still going to get $20 from me regardless. As long as you put a deposit in more than $20, 20 or more, I should say, I will give you your $20 back. There's a really awesome benefit to Prize Picks currently. You can basically play for free as long as you have $20 in your account or at least $5 in your account. Every Friday, they have a protected flex, is what they call it. You can put up to $20 and make a 4-pick, 5-pick, or 6-pick flex, and it's protected. Meaning, if none of your picks hit or not enough picks hit for you to get money back in return, they'll give you back the money you put in. So if you put $20 in and you put a 6-pick flex in, you get 0 picks right, they're going to give you $20 back. So it's protected. That's a free lotto ticket. So that's available on Prize Picks, and you basically get to play it for free if you use the promo code SweetSpot when you sign up. Again, there's a link in the description for that. Outside of these 2 giveaways, just a reminder, I have a cheat sheet that is in, or that I provide each and every one of you. You can check the link in the description for that. It looks like this. So if you click that link, you'll go right to this page. You can use all the filters that I have currently. So I have a DraftKings filter on the Dream Sheet, and then if you go down to the bucket system, there is also a bucket system filter here. If you want to copy this data or manipulate it in any way, shape, or form, you'll have to go to the file menu and make a copy. So this is available to you. You can follow along with me during the strategy video. If you haven't watched the preview video, you can also follow along on the preview video. Some information has been populated in this. that was not during the preview video, because I don't put in tee times until the PGA Tour gives me tee times, which is always on Tuesdays. So this was the only, or the information here were the only pieces that were missing during that preview video. Otherwise, you can follow along with me throughout that video. I also am providing a optimizer. So if you want to use the SweetSpot process the way that I do, everything is already built in here. Anything I talk about is already built in here. We have all the buckets right over in this little box, or these boxes here. I also have all the marquee tee times already loaded in to the optimizer, and the SweetSpot ranks based off of the metric that I provide. The SweetSpot ranks, that's all in here as well. So you can use this, and I will show this off at the end of the video. We'll build lineups with it, but it has your current DraftKings salaries in there. I have removed everybody who is withdrawn from the event. I think we're at 12 witdraws, maybe 11. All of those people have been removed. Same applies for the cheat sheet I just showed you. Every withdraw has been removed from that as well. So it's just the active players that we currently have. Those are included in the cheat sheet as well as the optimizer. And when if you want the optimizer, not only are you going to get the ability to run lineups, but you can track how many lineups you create. You can see how many combinations of players that you put together. So I have the entire roster here. That if you didn't know this already, I have a couple columns here that are hidden. I keep forgetting to remind people this. You can see who your most common match is when you are building your lineups. That way, if you have some kind of feeling of not wanting to pair one guy up with another so many times, you can keep track of it right here. So that's a nice little feature that I forget to show off. Also, when you want to go save your lineups, you can actually randomize the way that they are put into your contest. You can utilize this page here. Basically, you got to put in your own entries off of DraftKings right here, or your contest entries, I should say. And then the randomizer will save your golfers right here. So that's another feature. I also have the dream sheet that's available. So you don't even have to look at the cheat sheet. It is already built in with the optimizer. You also get the bucket system here. And then I have an ownership page that I figure out what the best ownerships are, like what my exposure should be for each golfer. You can use any of these columns here for ownership. I just use the best column. It basically looks at your median. It's a whole complicated thing. I'm not going to explain it all, but that's all available to you as well. I have all those exposures right here. You can go ahead and modify this however you'd like if you want to have the optimizer. Again, I'll show this off a little bit later in the video, the end of the video, of course. So those are all the giveaways. We've got the subscriber giveaways, the weekly and monthly ones, the prize picks. You have the cheat sheet available to you. Check out the description of this video, and then the optimizer. If you do want this optimizer, you have to participate on the channel. You got to be subscribed, first of all, and you got to participate on the channel, and then email me at sweetspotdfs@gmail.com, letting me know you would like to use the optimizer. So those are the pieces that I require in order to get the optimizer. If you help me out, I'll help you out. So now we can get right into the video, into the strategy video. Let me go ahead and say hi to Shot Like Harden and Joanne. Nice to see you guys. Burns and Rose. Yes, yes, yes. Was that what I had on the optimizer, by the way? Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's a sexy lineup, isn't it? Shot Like Harden. We're going to build some Sam Burns and Justin Rose lineups, but I like this one. That's on the optimizer. Anyways, we're going to jump right into the very first thing I like to talk about with the SweetSpot ranks, and it's going over my SweetSpot, or I'm sorry, the strategy video. It's to go over the SweetSpot ranks. Got ahead of myself there. So if you are following along with me on the cheat sheet, go ahead, go to the filter where it says DraftKings, click on that, and then sort in column A, the SS rank, A to Z. And I guess I got to back up. I always do this every single week. Take that filter off. What I want to do is look to see where $8,000 is, and that is row 21. Normally it's like row 25 or 24 or even 26, but it's row 21 this week. This is where $8,000 golfer is. If anyone's 7,000 and above, Go up here, I think it's a value. And really, why don't we just do it this way? Row 31, we can go ahead and anyone that's cheaper than $7,500 that makes their way up here, we would call a value. Let's go ahead and put that filter on and take a look here. Well, we do have CT Pan, who is one of my favorites. Man, I've been buying a lot of his Rainmaker cards. $7,100. I like him. I don't see how I don't play him this week. Nobody else really jumps up. I guess Brandon Wu at $7,500 seems like a pretty decent value. Oh, Mark Hubbard. I think it's going to be a very popular play. Sounds like. Not that it really matters. The optimizer and the bucket system is going to let us know what are good plays, what are some good combos to put up, to put into our lineups. So we'll use that. I do want to note that Taylor Pendrith kind of jumps up a little bit. This is about where your $8,000 mark was. And that's about it. Corey Connors, by the way, $9,800. What is that? The 4th ranked salary golfer? He's 14th in my model. The model this week and the salaries that DraftKings has is all over the place. Even though Sam Burns is 8th in my model, I really like Sam Burns this week. And anybody that's up here, I mean, they're spot plays. Like I have no issue playing any of these golfers, you know, at the top of the rankings here. I have no issue playing any of them. I just like to go over the rankings just to show you what the model spits out. And if you want to know what goes into the model, basically it's my own spreadsheeted version of doing a model. I look at OWGR. Grass 1 are your bent grass stats right here. Grass 2 is your POA splits or your POA grass stats. We're looking at tournament history. You could probably ignore that if you don't believe in tournament history with the Canadian Open. We're looking at bogey avoidance, birdie or better, and driving distance for the season. This comes from the PGA Tour. I have recent form stats here in DraftKings average, average finishing position, and average round by round scoring. This is watered down 50%, so the highest point total anyone can get is 50 points out of these stats, and recent form goes back the last 7 weeks. And then I have season long, or I should say 1 full calendar year's worth of DraftKings points, their average points, round by round scoring, round under 70%, cut made percentage, and DK top 10. That rounds out into a total that's over here on the right side. You can also see all of this with the cheat sheet. So if you really want to see yourself what these totals are, you can go ahead and take a look. They're all the way to the right of the cheat sheet. So those are your rankings. I guess I can go ahead and talk about who's at the top here. Rory McIlroy, Justin Rose, Tyrrell Hatton. I don't think that's a surprise. Sith Theegala goes up there. So too does Matt Fitzpatrick. I said Corey Connors was the 4th ranked salary guy. It's actually Matt Fitzpatrick. Corey Connors would be the 5th ranked guy. I mean, it's pretty darn close, right? We're not going to not have Sam Burns. Sam Burns at the 10K price point. We're also not going to have, we're not going to have Tyrrell Hatton at 10,000 above either. It's like making a decision. Do we put Matt Fitzpatrick in the $10,000 range? Do we put Justin Rose in the 10,000 or even Corey Connors? I mean, they all could be, but I think it's fair. I think the pricing's fair. There are some names that kind of pop up, but you know, it's volatile when you get in the 7K range. So like Taylor Pendrith, Aaron Wise, Mark Hubbard, you know, they're all good players, but they're in the 7K range for a reason. Okay. So these sweet spot ranks then go into our marquee tee times. And if you're following along with me on the cheat sheet, all you want to do is go to this group rank column over in the R. At least it's R for me. I think it might be P for you. I'm not sure. But go to the group rank and go A to Z there. This is where we're going to find all of our marquee tee times. Now, why I go over this is basically I've been keeping track of this since the PGA Championship when Phil Mickelson won at Kiawah Island. And every single week, 2 to 4 golfers from these marquee tee times end up in the optimal lineup. And I have rules that go with it. Obviously, last week during the Memorial Tournament, one of those rules got broken. But let me go over them first, and then I'll tell you which rule got broken. You select 2 to 4 golfers, but I like to say select 2 to 4 groups. So there are 9 total groups that I have highlighted. There are 9 total marquee tee times. Of those 9 groups, you select 2 to 4 of them. And out of those 2 to 4, you select just one golfer. That's it. We don't pair golfers up together that are playing together in the marquee tee times. Not in our lineups. That was the rule that got broken because Victor Hovland and Scotty Scheffler were playing together and were in the optimal lineup together for the Memorial Tournament. So it can happen, but it's less than 10%. In fact, I think it's closer to 5% than it is 10%, which means over 90% of tournaments that I've gone over with the marquee tee times, we have not had golfers from the same group in the optimal lineup. And the same percentages are how many times we see 2 to 4 golfers in the optimal lineup. So why not follow the rules? Why not give ourselves the best opportunity to win a GPP or hit the optimal lineup? Obviously, we're chasing the optimal lineup, so that is why I cover the things that I do. So when we look at the marquee tee times, there are some groups that I was already eyeing up during the preview video. Not so much groups, but golfers. So Rory was one of those golfers that I really liked. So too was Justin Rose. Well, guess what? They're playing together. Now it's pretty difficult to put Rory together with Rose anyways because of their salaries. But the fact that they are together, call it superstition, but it makes me more confident in playing one or the other. So I'm going to start some of my lineups with Rory. I'm going to start some of my lineups. I shouldn't say start with my lineups with Rose, but I will have Rose in my lineups. Most of my Rose lineups, I will be pairing up with Sam Burns, who's up in this group. So that's the other interesting thing to this. If you like Sam Burns, it's a perfect spot to play him with Justin Rose. But I also do like Tommy Fleetwood, who's in group 2. So Sam Burns, to me, gives me the most flexibility of pairing up some of my favorite golfers in the marquee tee times. So I'm probably starting Burns no matter what. But if you wanted just to skip the 10K range, just all the golfers in the 10K range, which were the 3, Tyrrell Hatton, Rory McIlroy, and Sam Burns, there is a case to do 9K golfers because you have Sahith and Matt Kuchar in group 1. You've got Tommy Fleetwood and Corey Connors in group 2. You have Justin Rose in group 3. We don't have any 9K golfers in group 4. We've got 2 in group 5. That's Cameron Young and Shane Lowry. And then I see one more 9K golfer down here. Matt Fitzpatrick is in group 8. Now, there's one thing to note with group 8. If you didn't know how I do the marquee tee times, it is rank ordered by the SweetSpot ranks, the cumulative SweetSpot ranks for each group. So, like, if you see group 1 has Sahith Theegala, he's number 4 in my model. Sam Burns is number 8, and Matt Kuchar's number 11. That obviously totals up to be 23. 11 plus 8 is 19, plus 4 is 23. They have the lowest cumulative SweetSpot score, or rank, I should say, of all the groups. And again, it's rank ordered. Now, the caveat that I have down here is Tyrrell Hatton's number 3, Matt Fitzpatrick's number 5, and then I don't have a lot of stats for Ludwig Aberg, so I have him at 142. There's 156 golfers in this field. 142 is pretty bad. So if you add those up together, the group underneath them is actually, if you add this up, it's lower than this ranking here. The cumulative ranks there. This group here also, S.H. Kim, James Hahn, and Doug Gim. Just to be transparent, this was originally group 8. I've kicked them out of group 8 and I made them group 10 because group 10 was Tyrrell Hatton, Matt Fitzpatrick, and Ludwig Aberg. So just want to be transparent, let you guys know, but I think it's a fair substitute because Tyrrell Hatton and Matt Fitzpatrick, pretty good golfers. And to think that they're going to get somehow stymied out of the marquee tee times would not be fair. I mean, I could put Ludwig Aberg in the 130 spot, and this group would have a lower total than the other 2 that are right there, because I think it's only 10 points behind. So just want to be transparent. But either way, I think Tyrrell Hatton, Matt Fitzpatrick, they belong to be in a marquee tee time. So again, the rule is 2 to 4. It's like 2 to 4 groups, 1 golfer each. Build your lineups around them. So that's what I will be anchoring most of my lineups with. I already noted that I really like McIlroy this week. 11,500, that's difficult to build lineups around, but there are a lot of low, or like we could pair them up with 9K golfers. We can also pair them up with 8K golfers that are in the marquee tee times. Like, I was just trying to find an 8K golfer that I liked. Adam Svensson, the 8K Adams. I think they're fine. Either one of them, if you wanted to pair up, that's fine. Also, if you wanted to put Rory with a 9K golfer, go ahead, hit the gala. That's fine. Tommy Fleetwood, expensive. If you play these 3 golfers together, you won't have a lot of salary left, but you certainly can still build lineups that way. We could even use some of these 6K golfers. Like, I like Justin Lauer this week. I also, I was gonna say, I also like Hinckley Biota, but not so much. I do like Robbie Shelton this week. So you could do these pairings this way as well. You don't have to pair a 10 and a 9 together or a 10 and an 8 together. We can do some 6K golfers. But either way, there are choices. And once again, these marquee tee times are already built into the optimizer. So I have all the numbers here, and then I also have a rule right here that says select at least 2, no more than 4, and no more than 1 out of each of the groups. So it's already built in. Makes life super easy when it comes to building lineups following the marquee tee times. And if you were wondering how successful this SweetSpot process is, if you've been following along with the review videos, I think the last 3 weeks were 100% successful because we would take down the GPP if we followed the SweetSpot process. But the buckets are always over 93% correct. The marquee tee times, for the most part, are 100% correct. I think just this year, this calendar year, we've only had 1 failure when it comes to the marquee tee times, and I think it was last week. So I think there might have been 1 more. So let's say 2. 2 out of, 52 weeks. It's pretty good. That's it that we have for the marquee tee times. Now we can go right into the anchor buckets. I suppose before I go in the anchor buckets, I see a ton of chats. Let me go ahead and catch up with chat. I'm also going to hide this in the meantime as well. Some of this information we don't need to look. We don't need to look at. If you want to get a head start on the anchor buckets, because that's what we're going to be talking about, go ahead, go into the filter, the bucket system filter. We're going to go ahead and go to the max projection. Go to filter by condition, and we're going to go greater than or equal to 2. Greater than or equal to 2. That will slim it down a little bit more. And then in the bucket totals for this year, why don't we go ahead and you can do this a couple ways. The easiest way, I think, is just clear everything and start selecting numbers until you're not comfortable selecting numbers anymore. To me, 30 is the most I want to select, so 22 and less. It's basically what I'm cool with for the anchor buckets, and these are golfers we're going to try to anchor our lineups around from these buckets. But let's go ahead and catch up with chat. Charlie Carden says he likes CT Pan as well. Lovely. Love that. Like Joanne. Me and Charlie. Hey, Joanne. Me and Charlie Carden were in the back 9 bets pod together. Or not so much together. Or we weren't in the pod, but we're in the chat trying to give Byron a hard time. It was pretty fun. I'm playing all the Canadians, including Connors, even though he burned me last week, says Charlie Carden. Okay. I don't mind it. Are you also going to play Michael Gligic? Fading McIlroy 100%, Joanne. I thought you said you wanted to have a good week. How are you gonna have a good week if you fade McIlroy 100%? Oh gosh, Charlie Carney even says it too. But if I were him, I'd withdraw as well. Okay. I'm gonna have an opposing viewpoint than both of you, but we all have our opinions. Might be more withdrawals in the morning. Yeah, I mean, this is one of those weeks where building lineups Wednesday night is a must. And then even then, we might have a bit of an issue when it comes to withdrawals Thursday morning. So we'll have to double check there. MFN always joins the chat, and he always tries to catch me slipping with his messages. Are you living on the edge with your lineups, or would you merge your Rory lineups with your Larry Mize? It's so random, man. So random. Joanne says I said the same as you, so over 4 withdraws. So we're thinking like 15 total withdraws. Barry, what's going on, man? Good evening. Let's build the bankroll for next week. That's true. I may or may not have used I think it was $100 just before jumping on re-rolling Rainmaker cards. I don't know if you saw that you can do that if you go to the craft and burn section of Rainmakers. You can go in there and re-roll your core cards and your rare cards. I mean, you can do any of your cards. You can re-roll them as long as you put 2 cards in and a token. You had to buy the token. I started out with the cores. My first 4 re-rolls, I kid you not, I put in like chumps like Stuart Sink and Kramer Hickok and Troy Merritt and things like that. My first roll was Tyrrell Hatton. I got a Tyrrell Hatton from like Chesson Hadley, and I'm giving you all the names that I use. Chesson Hadley and James Hahn, something like that. So I got, the first one was Tyrrell Hatton. Re-rolled. Second one was Matt Fitzpatrick. I'm like, are we just supposed to get good cards or what? Like, this is insane. So, oh, did you, because it does show, right? It shows that you can go in there and it shows who re-rolls them, or, you know, how they get those cards. Yeah, dude. And so then the next one was like a chump card. I can't remember who it was. I think it was like Kevin Tway. So I did it again and I got another Tyrrell Hatton. So I'm like, does this work with the rare cards? So I went in there and I bought like 4 rare tokens. So that's $11 each for those rare tokens. And I got nothing but junk for the rares. I didn't get a single good rare. Oh, Matthew Neesmith would have been the only one. That's a $12 card. But the rest of them were junk. And I think I even re-rolled some of the ones that I got. So I went back and I re-rolled the cores. I got a Xander Schauffele, Brian Harmon, Thomas Dietrich, and let's see, I had altogether it was 2 Tyrrell Hattons, a Matt Fitzpatrick, and a Xander Schauffele. All those 4 cards equal up to be $80. And I think, like I said, I put $100 in. So I think, actually, I didn't even put $100 in. If I did 4 rare tokens, I'm trying to think of what my balance was before I did all of that. I don't know. I'm not sure. But anyways, maybe it wasn't $100 because I didn't put in, like, I don't know. Either way, just throwing that out there really quick because you guys can do that right now. I don't know when those tokens go, but a good way to get rid of all your disgusting cards. And by the way, they have an inactive crafting tokens that you can use. So if you've got cards like I think Johnny Huh is one of them. Some of the other guys that are inactive, like Chase Seifert, if you go, you can replace them. You only got to put 1 card in with a token, and you can get another card. I think I got a Bezadenhout or something like that out of that. So that was nice. So, man, I don't know. Maybe it was just super lucky, but super crazy. The Craft and Burn, yeah. You just go to My Cards, go to Craft and Burn, and you get 3 free ones, or actually they have up to 6 free ones you can do just so you can play that week. You can exchange all your starter cards for different starter cards. I've got some really good ones. I can't play the starter contest this week because none of my guides are there. So like I have ROM, I have a couple other good ones. So I don't have those. But then you also they now have crafting packs. So you can do a core exchange, you can do a rare exchange, an elite exchange, a legendary exchange, in an active exchange. So there's a bunch of like different crafting packs that you can do in there. Anyways, I digress because we do not need to talk about Rainmakers just yet. Let's go ahead and get into the anchor buckets. Let's keep on track. Unlike Byron in his back 9 bets video. I talked a lot about these buckets yesterday in the preview video. Last year ones. We already know this bucket. It's projected 1 to 4. You can see it says 2, but I know this is a 1, especially when I look at the conservative projection over here. This is 1 to 4. So I think you all know that Rory's going to be in this one. So if we sort top to bottom, go ahead and get into the last year buckets, clear everyone out, and just select one. This is our last year 1 bucket. We don't have a lot of golfers in this bucket, and I'm projecting 1 to 4 to be inside the top 10. So I have McIlroy, Burns, Fitzpatrick, Connors, Rose, Lowry, all 9K and above, and we can even include Keith Mitchell. So if I'm projecting 1 to 4 to be inside the top 10, I mean, it's pretty easy to say we're going to have at least one with the golfers I just highlighted, right? These $8,900 and above, but we could have up to 4. And if we were to forecast this, or if we were try to, think of who those golfers would be, to me, I think it's really easy that McIlroy finished inside the top 10. I also like Burns inside the top 10. I feel like Fitzpatrick has to be a duh. Like, he's obviously going to finish inside the top 10. And then the other 4 guys right here, I think these are all kind of questionable. I like Rose the most, but Corey Connor, Shane Lowry, and Keith Mitchell obviously all have top 10 potential. So I think it kind of goes down to lineup construction. These guys down here, I really don't care for. Not a big deal to me. I'm not going to force myself to play any of these golfers down here, but I do want to start with one of these. And I've already kind of made my stance. I'm either starting most of my lineups with Rory or most of my lineups with Sam Burns. I can fit in the rest. Like, it's not that big of a deal to me. I also really like Rose. So, like, when we're building lineups, we had to think of the combinations we can build. Starting with Rory and any of these 9K golfers basically leaves yourself with, like, nothing available when it comes to salary relief. So you have, what, $7,000? I don't even remember what it is, but I guess what I could do right now is put it in there. So McIlroy and Rose, $7,200 is what you have left. Now, you could put 3 7K golfers and a 6K golfer in there, and it would work just fine. And there are some good 7K golfers in the field this week. So even in the list that we're seeing right now, you could go ahead and put like Aaron Rye in your lineup to go with these guys. Like I said, it's you have $7,200 left if you go Rory and Justin Rose. But of course, we can't go Rory, Justin Rose. Now I just remember this because they're in the same group. They're playing in the same group, and we don't play golfers in the same group together. So, but I'm just giving you an example. You could put those 2 guys. You can even put Fitzpatrick together with Rose. You don't leave a lot of money on the table, it's $7,150, but you can still build a lineup that way. So we can go ahead and mess around with that with the lineups later. But I think for me, it's Burns and anybody in this range. You can combine any of them because they're not playing together, and salary relief is pretty easy. So I like that. So that's the first anchor bucket, last year ones. The next one is last week ones. So having a top 20 finish last year at this event is beneficial. Having a top 20 finish at the Memorial Tournament is beneficial. And we still have Rory and Burns, the 2 guys that we were just talking about. We also were talking about Fitzpatrick and Shane Lowry. So we have 4 golfers that are top 20, top 20. Now, I've already done the research for you. I have gone back and looked at all of the years that we've played this event. Can't use 2022 because there wasn't a last year stat. But as I go through, I'm looking at this column and this column. Last year and last week, do we see any 2020s? And what I mean by that are basically, do you see anyone that's light green in this column, like Shane Lowry, and anyone light green in this column to go with them? You like to go with that light green color. So we're looking for a top 20 finish here, top 20 finish there. We don't have one in 2019. Not inside the top 10. Go to 2018. We also don't have that here as well. We go to 2017. We also don't have that here as well. I suppose we also have to include this week as well. This would have been your alternate event. 2016. We also don't have that. And it goes on and on. Now, that's not to say that we can't find, what I would love to have is a website ready for you guys where we can just right away filter out by all the top 20 finishes and just see, you know, basically how many 1-1s are there. So I looked at everything that was top 20. See, there were no top 20 finishes from the Memorial heading over to this event. So we have nothing to compare it on in 2019. So if I were to go ahead and put a filter on this, and actually what I'm going to do is just go less than or equal to. We have two. We had Charlie Hoffman and Tony Finau. So 29th and 37th position, not super great, but they were also coming from the Open Championship, which you're going to have jet lag and all that good stuff to go with it. So maybe not a very good way to look at that. Same is going to apply here. I'm just going to go top to bottom like this. Matt Kuchar finishes 30th. He's $11,000. So we don't really have a fair 1-to-1, and maybe that's not even worth looking into. But like I said, I did the research. I wanted to show you it really quickly. We didn't really have too many golfers to compare. So anyways, should you be worried about playing Rory, Sam Burns, Matt Fitzpatrick, and Shane Lowry just based off of those things? Probably not. Now I know most of you are going to be concerned about playing Rory because of withdraw status or his withdraw potential. A lot to do with the LIV merger with PGA Tour. So I get it, but I'm not going to be concerned about it. I think Rory has a unique opportunity to go to back to back to back. That plays more on legacy than anything else, especially when you can do it at a, you know, like a marquee event like the RBC or the Canadian Open, I should say. You'd be in pretty unique company doing that. So I just don't, I'm not saying that Rory, that's going to be at the top of Rory's mind, because obviously this LIV stuff is going to be there, but I absolutely think he's going to be just fine. So I don't mind playing Rory. But you also have the other three golfers I highlighted. You have Tyrrell Hatton up here as well. Not really going to put much focus in on Lee Hodges or David Lipsky, but just a reminder, I don't think I said this. The projected amount of golfers from this bucket to be inside the top 10 is 1 to 3. So, you know, it could be Rory or Sam Burns, and this could apply for even the last bucket we looked at. Could just be one of those guys. So that means you'd want to ignore the rest. Or you can pair these guys up together, like Sam Burns and Matt Fitzpatrick, or Sam Burns and Shane Lowry. Like, that seems pretty decent. You could also go Tyrrell Hatton with, but you can't do it with Matt Fitzpatrick, but you can do it with Shane Lowry. So interesting options. That is anchor bucket. This is the second anchor bucket, I should say. So those are last week ones. The next one is last week fives. These are missed cuts. And you know what? This is not an anchor bucket, because this projection over here, this max projection over here, brings the minimum down to 0, since this isn't over 2. So we're going to skip that one. Don't mind me. Course history ones are the next. That's the next bucket we're going to talk about. So this is 1 to 3. We'll select everybody, you know, clear out all your filters, and we're going to go to course history ones. What's going on, GD Knight? Why the ellipses that follows the hey Eric? It's like, hey Eric. What's going on? We're going over strategy video. Going over the first couple pieces here, then we're going to get into lineup building. So you're pretty close to getting to the lineup building portion, and where we can just start chatting. Looking at course history ones, we have Rory McIlroy, Sam Burns. They've been in the other two anchor buckets I was just talking about. We do see Aaron Rai. So we have Sam Burns, Rory McIlroy. Aaron Rai was in last year one. Doug Gim, we didn't even talk about him, but he's also in the last year one bucket. So far, Rory and Burns have been in all three of the anchor buckets we're talking about. No other golfer in the 10K range or the 9K range have we seen in all three so far. So that's super interesting. Again, the more buckets these guys are in does not ensure they're going to be inside the top 10. It just gives them a better opportunity. It just provides a better chance of them finishing inside the top 10. So to me, just their confidence points. The more you see, the better it is. But I do like Justin Rose. Like Justin Rose and Tommy Fleetwood. Remember this, I'm projecting 1 to 3 golfers to be inside the top 10 from this bucket. There can obviously be 4. But if these 4 do show up inside the top 10, you obviously can't play them together. In fact, you could probably not play 2. Like there are certain combinations where you can even play 2 of these guys together, because again, we're trying to hit the optimal lineup. So we're gonna have to make a decision here, anyways. So yeah, these 4 could be inside the top 10, and my projections for that might fail, but not if 2 of these guys, or maybe even just 1 of these guys, is in the optimal lineup. So again, I don't mind pairing up Burns with Rose or Fleetwood. I also wouldn't mind pairing up Rory with Tommy Fleetwood, because they're not in the same group, and it's definitely doable. So I think that's where I might be going when it comes to building lineups. I've already have my eyes set on a Rory Tommy Fleetwood lineup. I think that's a good way to start. I also really like Burns with Rose, and I also like Burns with Fleetwood. Like, there's a lot of things you can do with Sam Burns. Not so much what you can do with Rory, but I like all those combinations nonetheless. So that would be your course history 1 bucket. That's the anchor bucket there. The next one are the recent form 2s, and we're going to see one more time. We're going to see Rory in 1 more of the anchor buckets, meaning he's been in all 4 of the anchor buckets that I've already discussed. Now, here's the thing. Let me go back. Let me open this back up right here. Technically, these are all of the anchor buckets. Technically. So you see recent form 3. If you remember, Sam Burns is in recent form 3. So technically, Sam Burns is in all of the anchor buckets that we've already discussed as well. Keep that in mind. There's just 1 anchor bucket from here that really truly isn't an anchor bucket, and that's last week 5s. And that's because the max projection over here, this number here, is less than 2. Same would apply for your 7K range, by the way, which is kind of interesting this week. This is usually always a 1 to 3. I have to switch that now to a 0 to 3. Crazy. Okay. That's the first time I've ever seen the 7K range be a 0 to 3 ranking or projection. Usually it's 1 to 3. That's kind of scary in a way. Anyways, so I just want you to know these are the true anchor buckets. But I'm going to clear all of this out, and we're going to go ahead and select all the numbers that I already did. So we're on to recent form 2s, and the projection here is 1 to 4 as well. So 1 to 4 to be inside the top 10, and again, that has Rory McIlroy in it. Well, now we also include Matt Fitzpatrick. Now, Matt Fitzpatrick was not in one of the other anchor buckets we talked about, but he was in the other 3 that we did. So he's not in all 4, but he's in 3. So Matt Fitzpatrick are in those 3. Rory's in those 4. Corey Connors has only been in 1 other one. Shane Lowry has been in 3 as well. And that's about it when it comes to the true anchor buckets. So it's McIlroy, Fitzpatrick, Connors, and Shane Lowry. I suppose we did talk about Tommy Fleetwood as well. He was in 2, just like Corey Connors, just in different 2. Anyways, starting with any of these guys, remember the projection's 1 to 4. So 1 to 4 being inside the top 10, you kind of have to ask yourself, how do you see the top 10 shaking out? Is Rory going to be inside the top 10? Is Fitzpatrick? Is Corey Connors, Fleetwood, Lowry? Or maybe one of those guys isn't, or maybe 2 of those guys isn't or aren't. And then you have like Adrian Moronk finishes up there, maybe Vincent Norman. Guess what? I like Chad Ramey this week. So these golfers could be inside the top 10, and that might kick some of these guys out. But truly, I think you can feel pretty confident playing any of these 9K golfers. I do think one of them does get the boot, if not 2 of them get the boot out of the top 10, but I think they all make the cut. So I don't know if you really truly have to worry about playing any of these guys. It's just, obviously selecting the correct golfer. Again, just because Rory's has been in all 4 of these anchor buckets we've already talked about, he's going to be in a 5th one, by the way. He's actually going to be in a 6th one. He's going to be in all of the anchor buckets. So does that ensure Rory's going to be inside the top 10? No, it doesn't. It just improves his chances, right? So that is your recent form bucket 2. Rory's in that 10K range. We don't need to talk about 10K, but this is another anchor bucket. You've got McIlroy, Sam Burns, and Tyrrell Hatton in the 10K range. I'm projecting 1 to 3 to be inside the top 10, meaning all 3 have the possibility of finishing inside the top 10. It's possible. Guess what? We've seen one in the optimal. I went over this in the preview. We've seen one in the optimal lineup every single year. We've seen 1 to 3 inside the top 5 every single year. And we have seen as little as 3 golfers inside the or in the 10K range, and 2 of those 3 have finished inside the top 8 every year. So it's like, yeah, going with a 10K golfer, pretty solid move. Your cut made percentage is like 75% or greater. I can't remember. I think it is. I think it's 75%. So I don't think you have anything to worry about playing a 10K golfer this week. 9K golfer is a bit more interesting. 2 to 4. So this is where I can talk to you guys about this. This is roster construction 101. I'm projecting 1 to 3 10K golfers to be inside the top 10. We only have 3. I'm projecting 2 to 4 9K golfers to be inside the top 10. We have 8. Yeah, 2 to 4. Actually, is it 1 to 4? Is this less than 2? It is. It's technically 1 to 4. Interesting. Okay. So 1 to 4 9K golfers. Either way, 4 is the maximum. So out of the 8 golfers that we have in the 9K range, there's a potential that 4 of them finish inside the top 10. So now it just comes down to theory crap, or just theorizing. What's going to happen? Do we think, well, first of all, let me show you this first. So we've got salaries here, right? This is how many finish inside the top 5. So for the 10K range, I have all the years here. In 2022, 3 10K golfers finished inside the top 5. In 2019, 2 10K golfers finished inside the top 5. In 2018, 1 did. In 2017, 1 did as well. I would argue any of the 10K golfers finishing inside the top 5 is almost automatically going to give you the best chance to win a GPP. And I mean, if you roster that golfer that does finish inside the top 5, I think it's going to be really difficult for, if you put the right pieces together, anyone to beat you. Now, the only way someone could beat you is, let's go to 2018 and look at our 10K golfer. Oh, it was Dustin Johnson. He was at the top. He won this tournament. But let's just say, and by the way, Tommy Fleetwood finished 6. So if I went to top 6, we had 2 10K golfers inside the top 5, or the top 6. But let's just say Dustin Johnson finishes right here in 5th place. And everyone, we just shift this leaderboard up. So Benny Ann actually wins the event, or, you know, Wee Kim wins the event. That's when you probably kick Dustin Johnson out. If he finishes right here, then Fleetwood would be your better chance to take down the optimal lineup, because these golfers would be scoring more points, because one of them would be first place. So you just get an additional 10 points no matter what. And then it goes from there. That to me is the only way one of these 10K golfers isn't in the optimal lineup, is if he finishes 5th place or worse. That's it. Now, obviously that's a possibility. And then we got to look at all the 9K golfers. So if I go to this page, this is where we're going to see our 9 and 10K golfers. I think 2 of these guys have to finish 4th place or better in order for one of those 10K golfers to not return value. And if we're talking about optimal lineups, I do believe that the 9K golfers would have to beat the 10, like 2 9K golfers have to beat a 10K golfer to kick any of the 10K golfers out of the optimal lineup, which obviously is very possible with the 9K golfers we're looking at. I just don't think it's going to be that possible. I think I think one of these 10K golfers is going to be in the optimal lineup. Again, we've seen it every single year. I think the Canadian Open just opens itself up to have the best golfer in the field pretty much play the best. So anyways, that's my feelings on it. Anyone object? Let me catch up with chat. You like ellipses? I do too. I use them all the time. Do you think the Live merger with PGA will affect this tournament? I don't think so, honestly. A lot of people are like really blowing this up, like, oh boy, this is gonna have a negative taste, like a bad taste in people's mouths and stuff like that. I know Ryan Henson's coming in and saying Rory's gonna miss a cut. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think that's all overblown, and it's obviously a narrative that you're more than welcome to have. It's an opinion you're more than welcome to have. But no, I mean, so Andrew Putters from the Turn podcast, he had a Twitter Spaces come up, and I kind of expressed my feelings on that. This will go on until the U.S. Open, but if the U.S. Open wasn't next week, 48 hours is how long this country has an attention span for news. Like, you remember the whole Donald Trump, stuff that were happening? People forgot the ludicrous things that he did 48 hours after he did them. That was what would happen with this live stuff. So I just don't think. I think a lot of these PGA Tour players, this week was going to be different, but Rory's going to go out and golf. He's not going to think about the live stuff, not unless like patrons in the crowd are, hey, what do you think about live? What do you think about this? And he's just going to go, whatever. And hey, maybe that's going to be a good distraction for Rory, honestly. Rory gets to get out of his own head, out of why he's hitting wedge shots so poorly, why he's hitting, golf shots poorly. And then he just gets to look at people saying, live this, live that, and just like shaking his head like, okay, whatever, guys. Might be a good distraction. I'm sure most of you guys haven't thought about that. Let's bring on the KFT scabs, the Corn Ferry Tour. Can you tell who will win on Sunday? Yeah, it's going to be Rory. Rory's going to win on Sunday. Ryan Henson goes, Rory miscut. Coming, how messed up mentally is with live stuff. Oh, it was a question. I thought you were saying that as like a comment. Rose is your first optimal. Hatton Rose first two optimal. I like Burns Rose. Probably better. Yeah, just like what Shot Like Hearn says. Nick, what's going on, man? Haven't seen you in one of these live chats. I don't think I've ever seen you in a live chat, but it's nice to see you. Can actually win though. He was number one for me, but oof. Hatton, that is. Hatton could win. I mean, I don't think we stray away from any of the 10K golfers. I think we start with one of them and then we build down. Or we can go 3 9Ks or 2 9Ks. That's fine too. Rose will get a miscut. I feel it. Heavy ownership. Okay. Hey, everyone's entitled to their opinion. So those were the salary buckets. The 10K and the 9K. Is going to be a top heavy tournament. I know a lot of people have been talking about how the cream rises to the top, and they're talking about mostly last year and the heavy hitters we had there. But this goes back to even before last year. The heavy hitters are always playing really well at this event. Could be the golf courses they were using. This is obviously a different golf course than the one they used last year and the one they used in 2019. But same play. I mean, it's northern golf, so you're going to have bent grass greens. Like the green's going to be the same. You're going to have kind of the same layouts. It's going to be very heavily wooded, like a Parkland golf course. They're all going to be the same. It's going to feel the same. You're in Canada. I think the cream will rise to the top again. And then the last bucket to talk about are strokes gained 1. I am projecting 2 to 4 to be inside the top 10. 2 to 4. That's kind of difficult. If you're following along with me, go ahead and filter strokes or sort by strokes gained. I think it's going to be difficult because there are 7 golfers to choose from. And I guess, Nick, if you're still here, This is a good thing to discuss. If I'm really thinking 2 to 4 golfers from this group are going to be inside the top 10, I can eliminate Cam Percy right away. I just don't see Cam Percy finishing inside the top 10. Now I'm left with 6 golfers. So I kind of have to kick 2 out if I want to try to make 4 people work. I think it's the Adams, right? Pretty easy. And then we've got the 4 golfers right here. They obviously can all finish inside the top 10. And if that's the case, the only way Rory doesn't bring back value, the only way Rory doesn't hit the optimal lineup is if he isn't in first or second place. Like, and the best case scenario would be Rory finishes first or second, and these guys finish 7th, 8th, 9th, or 8th, 9th, 10th. That way, it really separates Rory from them, and then he can score more points. But if Rory finishes 5th, and say Hatton finishes 2nd, then it's going to be Hatton all day, and Rory's going to get kicked to the curb. But you're going to probably still be able to win a GPP by using Rory McIlroy over Tyrrell Hatton. You obviously got to get the other pieces right. So I get it. You know, like, if you're doing this the intelligent way, you can't build as many lineups with Rory that, like, if you start with Rory, than you can with Tyrrell, just because of the salaries. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Trying to, you know, limit yourself to building different lineups is sometimes a good thing. So, but the thing is, for me, I do like Fleetwood this week, and I like the combination of Fleetwood and Rory together. I also like the combination of Fleetwood and Burns together. I know Fleetwood's going to be popular, but that's fine. I'm cool with that. And I have no problem playing like a Tyrrell Hatton or a Matt Fitzpatrick. It's just, I think if I'm going to narrow down my player pool, it's Rory or Burns, and that's how I'm going to live. That's how I'm going to live my life this week. Let's see here. I'm saying that's my hot take. Werenski top 10. Barry, did you see that I traded in one of my Werenski cards to get a different one? Actually, you couldn't see that. You just see the one that I actually do. But I burned both of my Werenski cards to try to get better ones. Okay, that's very interesting, Ryan. The whole purses being 10 million or more. It's possible. Barry R, I know you're with me, Shot. Shot goes, I'm normally with you, Barry, but not Werenski. That's pretty good. Nick, for sure on Percy. I love that. Yeah. Well, Barry, aren't you supposed to tell us who you like in the 6K range outside of Richie Werenski? Yeah, I do think the winning score is going to be -20 or better. GD Knight goes, Reevy is who I am on. Okay. Is the over-under actually -17? Here's one of those crazy things with golf. So do you select the over as in adding minuses to the score, or is the under adding minuses to the score? Because is -20 actually over, or is that under? It's so weird. Like, that's the hard thing with golf, because I can't remember. What was it? There was something like you have to think what the over and under is going to be. Oh, I think I was watching a video game streamer talk about like rolls on a weapon and like minus. So you'd say over, and what he meant was the closer to 0 you got was actually the over, and the under would be the further minus you got. So it'd be interesting with golf, how people actually write that out. I imagine over is going to be like -20. It's like the opposite, but I don't know. All right, we went over the anchor bucket, so we want to start building some lineups. Let me throw on some music. You guys let me know if this is too loud. Usually I have this pretty figured out. Always kind of starts with the same song. That's pretty loud. Okay. let's pull up the optimizer. What are we going to start with, ladies and gentlemen? Who are we going to start? Which two golfers are we going to build lineups around? Can I play some? I can't. I have to reach out to Lady Gaga and her crew and see if I can get permission to play their music. Otherwise, I get copywritten. Hatton, Rose, and Eric Cole. All right. You got it. Your first lineup, Mr. Ryan Henson, is Tyrrell Hatton, Justin Rose, Michael Kim, Eric Cole, Taylor Pendrith, I like that, and Ryan Moore. You let me know who you want cut out of there. It's already automatically going to get rid of Ryan Moore. Actually, how about this? We keep seeing the same names. You let me know which one to take out. Your next lineup, starting with those golfers, we just remove Moore and we put in David Lingmerth. Not terrible for a 6K golfer. And look at that. We're just going to continue with basically a core 5. So you let me know if you want any of those guys out, like Kim, Pendrith. Oh, Cam Percy. What do we... Actually, hold on. Okay, I do have this set to 1 to 4. Okay, that's good. I was gonna say, I think we need to change some things. Yeah, GD Knight. The soundtrack is 80s crime thriller soundtrack. See this? Copyright safe music. I don't have to worry about copyrights. I like this this YouTube user, Mr. Paging Ryan Henson. Hello. Do we like Hatton, Rose, Kim, Cole, Pendrith? Are you listening to other podcasts right now and you're trying to do 2 or 3 things at once? Hatton, Rose, Kim, Cole. Look at that. Same names. Minker. Yeah, so it's just those 5 golfers. And if I'm not getting any response from... So we like those 5? You just want to keep seeing that 6K golfer continue to keep going through? You know what? Let me do this over again. My apologies. I have something in here that I shouldn't have had. 7K range. Boom. 5 things at once. I'm sorry, Ryan, but if I'm not your priority, I'll move on. Here we go. This is a lineup I like. Hatton, Rose, Cole, Pendrith, Norman, Justin Lauer. I like Justin Lauer, by the way. I also like Vincent Norman. Okay, we already saw these golfers. Pendrith we want kicked out. You got it. Saying no to the big Canadian. Instead, we replace Pendrith with SH Kim. So you're gonna get a lot of Michael Kim love now, looks like. GD Knight, let me pin that to the YouTubes. Can't do it that way. Let's do it over here. That's my next lineup. Alex McCullough, what's going on, man? What if this is another case like Mexico and Byron Nelson, where even though Rahm and Scotty at those events had significantly higher win equity, neither were optimal? Well, that's not true. They were both in the sweet spot optimal. Scotty, well, yeah, Scotty was. He was in the sweet spot optimal. And the sweet spot optimal won the GPP, took down the GPP. So, I mean, no one played it, but had we done it that way, we would have taken down a GPP. So if you started with Rahm at the Mexico Open, you still were going to win boatloads of money. Oh, Eric Van Rooyen's in this. I didn't even notice that. Man, how great. So he has potential, right? I don't mind playing him in the 6K range because 6K to me is, it's volatile. You want to play golfers with potential anyways. Eric Van Rooyen is that guy. And this is a pretty good lineup. The thing I don't like, okay, you can kick Hughes. Okay. Look at Ryan with all the Canadian hate. Kick Pendrith, kick Hughes. Brendan Todd, Wesley Bryan. I don't know if I care for Wesley Bryan. We'll run that again. Harry Hull and Martin Laird. Nope. Actually, I don't mind that one. That's fine. Here we go. Here's a good lineup. I like this one. Tyrrell Hatton, Rose, Michael Kim, Eric Cole, Mark Hubbard, and Callum Tarrant. Doesn't look like there are any Canadians in there. Yeah. That's right. He's kicking out all the Canadians. He has a thing against Canada. Hatton, Rose, Kim, Cole, Hubbard, Tarn. That's a good one. Ryan, you're falling into the trap that most people fall into. This person hasn't won an event. But why don't we take a look at 2022? Corey Connors finishes 6th place. That's going to be good enough for you to take down a GPP. So that's fine. Yeah, he didn't win, but he finished 6th. What do we got in 2019? Any other connect? Look at that. Another Canadian. Adam Hadwin, 6th place once again in the optimal lineup. So we don't need winners. We just need golfers that finish inside the optimal lineup. That's how you win a GPP, or close to. Hatton, Rose, Kim, Cole, Ben Martin, and Marty Doe. Marty Doe. That's a good lineup. I like that one. Marty Doe's a good play. 6,900. I think that's a good 6K golfer. What say you, Barry R? Tyrrell Hatton, Justin Rose, Kim, Cole, Hubbard, and James Hunt. All right, one more for you, Mr. Henson, and I'm gonna go. I actually, maybe he did. Like in 97 or 96. Was he the last Canadian to do it? I can't remember. This one's not terrible. Let me do one without Michael Kim in it. He's been showing up in all of your lineups. Rose, Fleetwood, Cole, Cook, and Scotty Brown. That's not super great. That's not super great. Bill Haas. Oh, these are getting gross. What is that? Yuck. We're really trying to fit in 2 9K golfers. If it's not Michael Kim, holy crap. I'm limiting this to 1 6K golfer. I don't want to keep seeing that. That's crazy. Why Bill Haas? Seriously, come on. I'm gonna give Ramey like 2 more points, or I'm gonna give him, yeah, 2 more points or 20 more points. Bill Haas? This is one of those times where I'm just like beside myself for Bill Haas. It's like, no, I would never play Bill Haas, and this is the time where he's gonna finish inside the top 10. An 87 I have for a metric. That's got it. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. All right. There you have it. Those are the lineups. We're over it. We're done. GD Knight says Fleetwood and Reevy. Mr. Tommy Fleetwood. Do you want me to make sure there's a 10K golfer in there? That's what the buckets say, but I can switch this to be 0 if you'd like me to. GD Knight. That is your question to answer. Fleetwood and Reevy. Where's Chez? 6,900? Someone said he was in the 6K range. Where? I have no idea how much Reeve costs. $7,100. Okay. Okay. I imagine it's fine means there will always be a 10K golfer that goes with them. So that's what we're gonna do. How many buckets is Haas in? LOL. Technically he's in 6 because all golfers are in 6 buckets. But if you're talking about anchor buckets, I don't think there are many. All right, here you go. GD Knight, Rory McIlroy, Tommy Fleetwood, Maverick McNeely, Taylor Pendrith, Cesar Reeve, and Ryan Moore. That's interesting. That is super interesting. I'm gonna open up to 2 6Ks and see if it changes. Ooh, whoa. McIlroy, Fleetwood, Pendrith, Shelton, Reeve, Lauer. So McIlroy's going to show up a bunch. Would you like me to not have McIlroy in there? A couple with 10 and a couple without? Okay. Well, for the ones with 10K golfers, and it looks like it's just Rory. Do you want me to remove Rory? Let me go ahead and pin the next lineup. Barry R, I think, is the next person. Okay. What's going on, Jim? Nice to see you. Jim, our $5 weekly winner for the weekly giveaway. All right. I am going to make an executive decision for you. We're going to run... Yes, remove... Okay, perfect. Hey, this is a pretty good lineup, though. Rory, Fleetwood, Pendrith, Hubbard, Reeve, and Tarin. Yeah, I'm going to save it. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Okay, no Rory. So we'll do like 2 10K golfer or 2 10K lineup ones and then move on. Interesting. I don't like Martin Laird, but I really don't care for Harry Hall. Fleetwood, Mitchell, Hall, Reeve, Laird to go with Tyrrell Hatton. Hatton, Fleetwood, Thigala, Brendan Todd, Reeve, Wesley Bryan. Okay. Crazy. Hatton, Fleetwood, Hadwin, Brennan Todd, Ches Reeve, David Lingler. All right, 2 more with the 10Ks, and then I'll remove 10K from the selection. 3 $7,100 golfers. That's never gonna be in the optimal. It's just not. Oh my god, it just wants to pick 6K golfers, and they all suck. They're gross. All right, let's remove the 10K filter. Okay, this is a bit more palatable. Fitzpatrick, Fleetwood, Mitchell, Mark Hubbard, Robbie Shelton, Ches Reeve. Oh, you're gonna have to make a decision here. Ches Reeve is my low guy. So who should we just remove the next low guy? Robbie Shelton, Bob Shelton. If the merger doesn't get approved by regulators, how many guys sign with LIV after? I feel like it would be a stampede. Well, you got to always remember, if LIV is going to continue on with the method that they do golf events, 54 golfers can only be on the golf course at one time. I think that's right. There's only so many teams, so many golfers on every single hole because of the shotgun hole. So what do they have currently? 3 times 18? There's 3 golfers on 18 holes. I don't think they're ever going to change that. That's 54. So I think if they're just going to have one LIV event a week or maybe less, or however they're going to do it, you can only have 54 golfers on the course at one time. Justin Rose, Tommy Fleetwood, Shane Lowry, Pendrith, Reeve, and Haas. Get Haas out of there. Gross. Percy, get him out. I don't want to see Percy either. So stupid. Fitzpatrick, Fleetwood, Hadwin, Brendan Todd, Ches Reeve, Eric Van Rooyen. That's not terrible. Rosie, Fleetwood, Lowry, Pendrith, Reeve, Stroud. Okay. These 6K golfers, dude, they are so disgusting. Okay. Hey, this is a lineup I could get behind. Fleetwood, Lowry, Thigala, Aaron Rye, CT Pan, Ches Reeve. There we go. CT Pan, my guy. I'm not going to kick him out. I'm going to kick Aaron Rye out. I want to see as much CT Pan as possible. Fleetwood, Lowry, Thigala, Gordon, Hubbard, Reeve. There we go. That's another good lineup. I like that one as well. But we're going to kick Gordon out of there. $7,400, Will Gordon. Bye-bye. Ooh, here we go. Here's a new one. Fleetwood, Cam Young, Keith Mitchell, Lee Hodges, Mark Hubbard, Ches Reeve. I'm never going to play that lineup, so why don't we just throw it in a winner take all? I think it's just that gross where I must play it. Jolly Harden goes, can we get that celebrity boxing match with Chambly and Phil? Yes, I agree. Fleetwood, Lowry, Hadwin, Mav McNeely, Mark Hubbard, Ches. I love this lineup. This lineup I actually really do like. I'm gonna just do that. Same goes with this one. Okay. Alrighty, we're gonna go on to the next lineup. GD Knight, if you got more, go ahead and post them in the chat. We're gonna move on to Barry R with his. Can you run some Rory Thigala, Nick Taylor lineups, please? Like it. That starts with Rory. Rory Thigala. Thigala and Nick Taylor. What's going on, Byron? How are you doing here, my brother? See what we got going. Let's see what we got cooking here with Rory McIlroy, Sahith Thigala, and Nick Taylor lineups. Rory McIlroy, Sahith Thigala, Nick Taylor, Taylor Pendrith, CT Pan, and we're gonna continue to see Ryan. Oh my god, dude. Byron, you like Ryan Moore, don't you? Ooh, someone was talking about Ryan Moore. Maybe it was Pat Mayo. Ugh, gross. Oh my god. Okay, Bill Haas, you're. I don't know what to do with Bill Haas. What do I like? I want to be fair with the model. I want to be fair with the optimizer. This is how the optimizer will burn me. Is if it's not so much it'll burn me, I will burn myself by doing something like this. Bill Haas. What good is Bill Haas? So hold on. Let's give him a 50-point reduction. 737. I don't want to see him. Don't want to see him anymore. Ryan Moore, that's okay. I don't mind seeing Ryan Moore, but I also don't want to see Ryan Moore. So 50-point deduction for Bill Haas for being old. Sounds good, Byron. Dude, Shalik Harden, if that happens, I will never, ever, ever, and I mean ever, change my model. It will always be the same, and I will run the optimizer without changing any of the metrics and just say it's just I have to follow it. It is my master. I must follow its whims. I'm not doing Will McGirt though. That's gross. Get out of here. Russell Knox, no thank you. Don't put that juju on me. I don't want to see Bill Haas will win now. I just don't want. Oh my god, dude, that would be the worst. Just come here next week during the US Open, live chat and just be hey, remember Bill Haas last week? Dude, I gotta look at Bill Haas. Why? Why? Billy Bob Haas. Okay, so 62nd in the model. He hits the draw that we like to see at this golf course. He's a Carolina boy. I don't even know what that means. Terrible course history. Missed the cut here last year. Missed the cut at the RBC Canadian Open. Bent grass stats though, 15% top 10 percentage. That was probably like, you know, 10 years ago when he was good. Same goes with POA. That's a high top 10 success rate on both grass surfaces. Recently, he's averaging 76th place. That's really good. 54 DraftKings points. That's super good as well. He is sub 70 on his scoring average though, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see here. Low round is 68. So he's just like, he's been playing par 70 courses at 1-2 under. That's what that looks like. 50% round under 70 percentage. 5 rounds under 70. What the heck? How? It has to just be like historic data that's pushing him over the top. 5% DK top 10 over the last year. 64 was his lowest round, which is pretty good. Nearly 50, not nearly 50, 40% of the time he's under 70 when he's scoring. All negative stats except for around the green. Yeah, it's not gonna do it, Bill. Sorry, pal. That's not good. Where in the hell is this guy coming from? Why is he 62nd in the model? That's so stupid. Yeah, no, Bill Haas is not gonna win. Not gonna win. Haas, 10-1, top 20 on DK. Hey, you do you, man. I'm not. I'm not touching that. Like I said, I want nothing. I want nothing to do with it. No, thank you. I have made my peace. I've given him a 50-point deduction in metric, and that has everything to do with his name being Bill Haas. Rory McIlroy, Thigala, Nick Taylor, Taylor Pendrith, CT Pan, and Sung Kang. I actually really like this lineup. I saw a Sung Kang lineup earlier with CT Pan, and I think Pendrith. I may have already saved it, but I'm liking it. Yeah, Byron, we are still bitching about Bill Haas. Sorry, I tried. I'm still trying to perfect your accent. There it was. Okay, so instead of Sahith Thigala, here's the lineup I actually had that went with CT Pan and Sung Kang. I know you guys can't see it very well, but it's Rory McIlroy, Tommy Fleetwood, Nikolai Højgaard, Robbie Shelton, CT Pan, and Sung Kang. Barry R is just not gonna stop talking about Wierenski deep dive. Wesley Bryan, what the hell? Get out of here too, man. I don't want to see your face. Sure, let's do a Richie Wierenski deep dive. Richie Wierenski, number 104 in the model. Not in a lot of good buckets. Also not in a lot of bad buckets. Well, the 4s are not super great. He hits the old draw that we like to see at this golf course. Also poor course history. I don't know why it does that. Not a super great top 10 percentage on bent grass and a 0% top 10 success rate on POA. So we're looking real good so far with Richie Wierenski. Average finishing position is 62nd.40. That's not good. DK points about the same as Bill Haas. So actually Bill Haas is scoring more DK points over the last 7 weeks. So that's wonderful. Not a super good scoring average. He does have more rounds under 70% or rounds under 70 than Mr. Billy Haas, so that's good. But they're marked at 50%. So obviously Richie Werenski played one more event than Billy Bob Haas. And yeah, scoring 42 points on average, where Bill Haas scores 46. We're not doing Richie Werenski either, Mr. Barry R. What the? What happened this week? We're just talking about losers. Let's see. Yeah, Werenski deep dive. Eating Chinese tonight. Peanut sauce is great with that. Dude. Makes me miss living in the city. I used to get Chinese like once a week, dude. I love Chinese food. Damn it. Barry R with the free square Werenski. GD Knight says I only eat the best. GD Knight, are you in Minnesota? Can't remember. Good night. I keep calling you GD Knight. Good night. Good night 95. Mr. Waking Up, what's happening, man? Evan Tway and Marty Doe. Are these our 7K golfers or our 6K golfers that we're liking this week? No. Shot like Harden, don't do it. Don't do it. Ooh, look at this lineup that just showed up. McIlroy, Thigala, Taylor, SH Kim, Akshay Bhatia, and Justin Lauer. Yeah, I like that lineup. Okay, we'll do 2 more. Oklahoma. Okay, I don't know any Chinese places in Oklahoma. Here we go. Mr. Shot Like Harden, are we playing Michael Gligic? You never answered that question. You said you're playing all the Canadians. Michael Gligic ends up being one of them. Are we playing Michael Gligic? Look at this. This is just a natural Canadian lineup. Taylor, Pendrith, and Gligic. Bob Cowboy Shelton is in that. I like that lineup. All right. One more. SH Kim and Michael Kim in the lineup? Sure. All but Gligic. Whoa. Whoa. Look at this gross lineup that just showed up. McIlroy, Thigala, Taylor, Pendrith, CT Pan, and Werenski. I have to play it, don't I? I love CT Pan. I'm liking Taylor Pendrith this week, and I've already crapped on Werenski enough. This is the only lineup, and I am throwing it in a winner take all. So that's it. That's all that it's gonna go. Disgusting. Disgusting. What movie is that from? Oh, it's V for Vendetta. When McCready kills the Chancellor. Alrighty, so Barry has that one. Now I gotta go find some of these other lineups that I already forgot. Rory, Nick Taylor, Werenski. You got it right there, man. Barry, I've hit both of your lineup requests with that one right there. Okay, we good? We good with that? This was just natural, so it's just this is bound to win. This is what Barry said. This was right after his other lineup request. So okay. Let's do it one time. Let's make him 3 lineups that have McIlroy, Nick Taylor, and Werenski. Let's just do it 3 times. That's it. That's it. We don't have to see Werenski anymore the rest of the night. Hopefully. There he is, way down here towards the bottom. You got it. You got it, Barry. Yep, we already saw this one. So out of these golfers, who do you want? Let's just remove the lowest one. That's going to be CT. How about this? Let's get rid of Pendrith. We see a lot of Pendrith. We do not like this song. It's too slow. Sith Thagala, Nick Taylor, Aaron Rye, CT Pan. Okay, so we just replaced Pendrith with Rye. Let's not. CT Pan is just going to be forced into your lineups. Look at that. Brandon Wu shows up. There are your 3 lineups, man. All these, this is your cascading method right here. The 3 replacements for Pendrith. It was Aaron Rye and Brandon Wu. You know it. All right, we're moving on to the next one. I can't see Werenski that many times. I'm sorry, man. Let's find the other lineups. Nick, I just saw you said you had Quest at 63. Yeah, dude. Like, he's also in one of the buckets that were like the anchor buckets. Or he's one of the... That was stupid to say. He was in one of the anchor buckets. Can't remember which one, but... It'd be interesting if he finished like top 20. I am not seeing any lineups shortly after Barry's. I know there are lineup requests. Let me find them. So, Mr. Awaken Up, you're the next person on the list. Did you want me to build lineups with Kevin Tway and Marty Doe? I'll pin your message to the top. Let me know, because then I have GD Night. You know what? I'm just going to go to GD Night. You let me know, Mr. Awaken Up. If you can place those golfers in the comments again, I will go ahead and build you a lineup for those guys. But Mr. Good Night, I always say GD Night. Good Night wants SH Kim and Michael Kim just for the Kim synergy, I'm imagining. Joey Deaton, what's going on, man? Doing some Rose Hatton? Sure, absolutely, man. McElroy, Thigala, Kim Hubbard, Kim Lauer. I don't mind that. If you don't want McElroy in your lineup, good night. Let me know. I think we've already kind of gone over you don't want McElroy all that much, but here we go. This one was natural. Hatton, Rose, Kim, Pendrith, Kim, Royan. Royan. Laird goes in with those 5. Is this what we're going to see? Pendrith is just such a good value. Here's a good lineup. I could do this one. This is fine. There's Ryan Moore once again. We've already seen him a ton of times. If we see one more Rory, we're going to kick Rory out. James Hahn. You know what? I don't mind playing James Hahn this week. If we're all worried about the live stuff, this guy's been kind of outspoken about how he thought how unfair the PGA Tour was about live. Now he can be in his comfort zone, right? Hatton, Rose, Kim, Pendrith, Kim, Hahn. Let's go ahead and remove Pendrith. If you're wondering why Pendrith is being selected so much, look at his metric. It's 1,000 points. People around him are at 900. And we have some of these other rookies or amateurs that are pretty low. So if you wanted Ludwig Aberg in your lineup, You're gonna have to ask me to bump up his metric because he will never be selected at 559 points. Just won't be. But at the same time, if you want Hatton or Fitzpatrick in your lineup, you're not going to be playing him regardless because they are in the same group together. So anyways, no Mr. Penrith. Barry, I really like Højgaard this week. I think this is a good place for Højgaard. Hatton, Rose, Kim, Hughes, Hubbard, Kim. Okay. 3 H's and 2 Kims with 1 Rose. I don't know what that mixes up together, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. How about 2 more lineups? Here's a different one. I like this, especially when CT Pan's included. Hatton, Rose, Kim, Aaron Rye, SH Kim, and CT Pan. I like that. Uno más. We don't like slow songs. Mickert. No, thank you. Lingmerth seems interesting. McElroy, Fleetwood, Michael Kim, SH Kim, CT Pan, and Lingmerth. I could probably get behind that. I feel like Lingmerth is pretty decent on some birdie courses. Barry says, I think a Canadian cracks the optimal lineup this week. Hey man, that's not a bad take. Here's a lineup I can get behind. This is a lineup I really like. Mab McNeely. If I can see Mab McNeely in more lineups, I am all there. I'm for it. Alrighty, that's going to be it for the SH Kim and Michael Kim lineups. Let me find some more. Joey Deaton's the next person with, do you mind doing some Rose Hatton? Absolutely. I think we saw a couple Rose Hatton lineups just naturally, but obviously we can force it in there. You might see certain players show up a few times here, Joey. Let me know if you don't want some of those golfers in your lineup, and we can just remove them. We don't have to. Yeah, so Matt McNeely had that injury for a while. I don't know what it was, but I feel like his last couple of events, he had some signs of promise, so I don't mind. Here we go. We got Matt McNeely in here just naturally. Tyrrell Hatton, Justin Rose, Michael Kim, Matt McNeely, Taylor Pendrith, Justin Lauer. Just so you know, Joey, Pendrith and Michael Kim, actually not so much Michael Kim, but Pendrith will show up a bunch. So if you don't want Pendrith in your lineups, let me know. Oh, here's a different one. 2 6K golfers. So Hatton, Rose, Lowry, Pendrith, Hadley, Ryan Moore. Just to make everyone aware, the 6K golfers throughout the last, or since 2017, have not shown up inside the top 10 at a very good rate. This is probably the worst tournament for 6K golfers to do well at. I don't know why. I have no idea what the quality of the 6K golfers were, you know, in 2017, 2018, or 2019, but you didn't see many inside the top 10, and we didn't see many in the optimal lineup. I suppose 2019 we had, what, 3? Hatton, Rose, Kim, Pendrith, Hubbard, Laird. That's okay. Here, ooh, this is one of my favorite lineups so far. Hatton, Rose, Kim, Aaron Wise, Akshay Bhatia, and CT Pan. Yeah, I'll save that. Hatton is getting a ton of love right now. Like, this is crazy. Crazy talk. Here, I want to show you guys something really quick. So I went over this in the past optimal and GPP wing lineups, but like if you look at the 6K golfers inside the top 10, you had Danny Lee and Wyndham Clark. Austin Cook and Kelly Craft were in the optimal here to go with Wyndham. So there's 3 6K golfers there. But, you know, not a lot of variety when it comes to your 6K golfers. And we go to 2018, or 2019, my apologies. And when we look at the top 10, there are 0 6K golfers there. You had Wes Roach in the optimal lineup at $6,100. Hank Libiota, Jonathan Bird, Jose De Jesus Rodriguez, Colin Morikawa, believe it or not, $6,400 at one point in time. Isn't that crazy? It was 2019. So that's close to the top 10. I'll include top 20s. But then you have 2018, where your optimal lineup had 0 6K golfers in it. $6,800 Mac Hughes, a Canadian. Jason Kokrak, 12th. Hudson Swafford, 12th. Yes, it's just like 6K golfers don't really show up inside the top 10. Garrigus and Hagee. Okay, so this is a little bit different. We have 4 6K golfers. All right, so 2017 was a little bit different. All right. So, I mean, they're not too far off with the 6Ks. Like, some are in the top 10. Are any of these low 6K golfers? So, 2017, I consider Garrigus a high 6K. 6,500 and above are high 6Ks. Hagee is a high 6K. Gonzalez, high 6K. Power, high 6K. Hughes is a high 6K, so too is Kokrak and Swafford. In 2019, Libiota and Bird would be high 6Ks. Oh, by the way, Wes Roach, I guess. Low 6K. He was 11th. And then De Jesus Rodriguez would be low 6K, and so too would be Colin Morikawa. In 2022, I suppose Clark would be a high 6K. Lee would be a high 6K, Cook would be a low 6K, and then Kraft would be a high 6K. So not many low 6K golfers are we seeing inside the top 10 or close to. We do see some, but not a lot. So that's kind of how I would think with building lineups. I wouldn't like, you know, Ryan Moore, $6,400. He shows up a lot. Richie Wierenski, we obviously went through lineups with him. He was $6,400 as well. I don't know if I would want to build a lot of my lineups that way. I probably would want to stick to the high 6K range because there's just going to be a little bit better. But if you do like other golfers in the 6K range, like Chesson Hadley shows up here in this lineup, I think that's fine. All right. Charlie Harden says, I haven't played Mav in forever. Might play a little here. Absolutely. Mr. Waking Up replies back with Rory Young, Tway lineups. Okay, you got it. Joey Deaton, is CT Pan one of your favorite plays this week at his value? You seem to be taking him a lot. Yeah, I do like CT Pan a lot. There was a moment, I can't remember where, but like, if Gabe Brown was here, he was at the Wells Fargo Championship the first week that CT Pan came back. And CT Pan was on Twitter. Like, I follow him on Twitter, and he was talking about how the game seems to be good and things are trending in the right direction. And Gabe told me, he's like, yeah, he's got kinesiology tape all over his wrist. It doesn't look good. He's missing greens here and there. And I was like, well, okay, I mean, it's a pro-am, so I don't know if he's trying different things. I ended up playing him, and he did okay. And then the event that he played in following that, I mean, I guess let's go to CT Pan. CT Pan, $7,100. Yeah, so at Wells Fargo Championship, he did miss the cut, but then he finished 4th at the Byron Nelson. And I played a lot of CT Pan at the Byron Nelson. I also had a really good week at the Byron Nelson. I think I won like $400 off of, or $360 off of 50. So I think a lot of that had to do with me playing CT Pan. I just think for the quality of golfer he is, he's priced down that low because he's coming back from injury. Not a lot of, you know, leeway, and his recent form would look terrible. Like if people do recent form like I do, looking back the last 7 weeks. Remember, he just came back at the Wells Fargo, then he had a top 5. His average finishing position still looks bad. You know, his cut made percentage is 50%, and you know, course history is okay, or tournament history, not terrible. But at his price, I think he's a quality player. He's won on the PGA Tour before, so I got no issue playing someone like CT Pan. The guy can make birdies, so I got no issue with it. That was Joey's question. Struce, the truth. Do you think Thor Bjornsson is a solid core pick? You think he has Iceland in his veins? I mean, the name is cool. The son of Thunderbear. Michael, son of Thunderbear. Sure. I don't mind. I don't know a lot about him, honestly. In the time that he kind of came on last year, you know, a lot of people were playing him, and I didn't so much care to play him, but I think from what I have heard, the guy is a solid player. I don't know much more about that anymore on him, so sure, I'll play some. Like I might have him in, if I'm building 100 lineups, I might have him in 2 or 3 of them, but a solid core, if you have the pain threshold of rostering someone like him, like sure, I got no issue with that. Hometown qualifier, or are we talking about CT Pan? JK Lawrence? I'm not sure who's that referring to. Could you describe what makes a lineup nummy for you? Shot like Harden can. He's the what would we call it? Quality assurance when it comes to sexy lineups or nummy lineups. All this Aberg talk this week, I actually think Thor might be a solid play this week. He was good at the Travelers last year, decent scoring event. Okay, yeah. I don't get the fascination with amateurs coming on tour. Much like I don't understand the fascination of golfers from the Asian Tour or golfers from the DP World Tour coming over, and just because they had strokes gain, like good strokes gain stats over there, that's automatically going to transfer to the PGA Tour event. Very, very, very infrequently, so very, very few times does any or do any of these golfers who are not on the PGA Tour come over and play well, or come from the Amateur Tour or the Korn Ferry Tour and just start playing well. It takes a few events to get under your feet. So like I could full fade Aberg, I could full fade Thorbjornsen, I could full fade, who else is the other, Sam Bennett, you know, because I mean he's not technically a rookie anymore or an amateur anymore, but still I think these guys need to get a little bit more traction under their feet before I feel comfortable rostering any of them. And I don't mind, you know, dying on that hill. No issue there. Mr. Waking Up says, I have Rory Young, Meronk, Pan, Doe, Tway in a lineup and debating switching Rory and Meronk with Burns and Fleetwood. I'm also on Pan trending in right direction. Doe using aim point method now, and Tway on bent. Rory wedges worry you. He'll either win or miss cut and win next event. So let me build you some more lineups here, or let me build lineups for Joey. I'm sorry, Joey. Kind of got on a tangent with CT Pan, and that led to other things. When it comes to Rory's wedges, I've been talking about this with like my friends here at home, and sometimes I've gone on and talked about this on other podcasts. It is so interesting. So Rory, I would say, has the most horizontal movement in his golf swing that I've seen from any other golfer. Like when he turns more horizontally, Or like if you compare his golf swing to like a Brooks Koepka, and I'm not saying it's a perfect one for one that you should be looking at that, but a lot of golfers, even like a Matt Fitzpatrick, they have limited shoulder turns, they have limited hip turns. But for Rory, it looks like his rotation, his horizontal rotation in his golf swing is so big that timing to hit the ball straight is difficult. When it comes to the driver, he can shape shots beautifully because that horizontal rotation gives you a better chance. Like any golfer who hits a draw is either sweeping it from the inside out or has this amazing horizontal rotation in their golf swing because they get to, turn around a golf ball. That's Rory in a nutshell, is that horizontal stuff. Him, because he doesn't just miss wedges left to right, he misses wedges short to long. And if Byron, there's Byron. So him and I talk, like Byron and I talk about firm golf courses versus soft golf courses. Jon Rahm and Rory McIlroy are high spin players. So when they're on firm golf courses, it's perfect because their spin doesn't get them in trouble that much. But when they're on like a soft golf course, like for green wise, that is on the greens, the golfer, both of them just zip back wedges. Like Rahm is full 100% on every one of his shots. And that just that will always be high spin every single time. So if there's a back pin and Rahm needs to flight something in there, 90 to 110 yards, he doesn't have an off-speed pitch like Justin Thomas does. Like Justin Thomas, to me, has the best wedge swing out there. There's not a lot of horizontal rotation in his golf swing. It's very, chest smothers the golf ball on the way back, and it still smothers it on the way through, and that keeps him on plane. It keeps him, his club face square longer. It's just, it doesn't really move away from being square through the hitting area. Now these guys are professional golfers on tour. They got these things finely tuned, but it is kind of interesting. There's more margin for error in Rory's golf swing than there is any other golf swing on tour. And it's because of his horizontal rotation. Now, he doesn't really get so much in trouble with, I would say, full swings. That's why he's really good at his longer distances, is because he's got that timing perfect. But if you have to, kind of not so much club down, but not swing full and stuff like that, his timing is so off. And I've just noticed he misses wedges left and right as much as he misses wedges short and long. And that's awful for a PGA Tour player. That, to me, is why his wedges are so terrible. But that's why his driving is so good, and that's why his long irons are so good. It's just, if he puts himself inside 130 yards, if he's got 130 to 7, or if he's got 130 to 90 yards, I think that's like his, and I don't know the stats off the top of my head, but I feel like that's got to be his worst yardage. Has to be, because that's a full wedge. Even like maybe 140, because it'd be like 52 and 56 degrees for his wedges if he has those in his bag. I'm not sure if he does or if he doesn't, but it's like, he's so erratic with his wedges, and I just, that's my guess, is because it's his horizontal rotation. Hey, good observation, MFN. Good observation. Anyways, so that's what I worry about with Rory. But when it comes to, if you can get, I suppose I was just gonna say, if you can get Rory 4 par 5s, he's gonna do so good because he doesn't have to worry about those wedges from short distance. He gets to bomb everything to the green, but there are only 3 par 5s this week, so maybe that in itself could be a reason not to play Rory this week. Maybe. Like Tyrrell Hatton, by the way, he's got one of those square on, those square club face wedge shots. That's why he's really good with his wedges. I'd even say Sam Burns is good with his wedges. Corey Connors has like no horizontal rotation in his golf swing. It's almost like he picks the club straight up and it comes straight down. That's why he has no power, but why he's extremely accurate. Same with Justin Rose. He doesn't have a lot of, I could go throughout all of these guys. And I think that's why a lot of them are very accurate with their wedges and with just their game. But why Rory's not. But Rory has the most power out of all of them. Byron, I think that one that's not reachable is reachable by Rory. Because Rory can hit a 3-wood 300 yards. Actually, Molinari has a lot of rotation, horizontal rotation also. If you look at his golf swing, he turns his whole back away from the golf ball. Hey guys, just want to jump in and say, hey, can you look at Fitz Thigala Wise for me? Catch you in the morning. Sure. Here's the song, Mr. Maz. It's called Black Rainbows by this guy here, White Bat Audio. So I just 2-hour synthwave mix, copyright free. I don't get in trouble. Sorry once again, Joey Deaton. Here's some more lineups for you. This one right here is good. I don't want to see that much Michael Kim. Do you want to see Michael Kim in your lineups? Byron, you and I, like when Shot Like Harden and I were in your chat, you're like, I can't play Rory McIlroy here or whatever. Like, I love Rory McIlroy. You're just like, okay, and then who else? I think I like Sam Burns. I think Fleetwood. You're off on Fleetwood, and I'm like, I'm all in on Fleetwood. You and I are perfect, like opposing. We complement each other in opposing ways. Hatton Rose, Kim, Pendrith. Okay, so you want Kim and Pendrith out? Gotcha. I enjoy it, Byron, because I can tell like you're trying to stay on. That's why I kind of joke, like you got a script, like you got a narrative or a plot that you're trying to do, but I can see you're trying to stay on script, but you can't help but look over at the comments, and that's why I'm like, I was trying to get Shot Like Harden and me to just have these. I was just trying to have some conversations, just to get you to be a little bit more distracted. Mitchell in there with Bob Shelton, CT Pan, and Ramey. I do like Ramey, like I said. I don't mind David Lingmerth. That's interesting. I'd only play him one or twice in 100 lineups. Okay, so this is going to be like the rotation. We're going to go see Lingmerth and to Percy. And of course, we got to bring in Wesley Bryan. But hey, it's an interesting lineup. A 10K, 2 9Ks. Will Gordon, CT Pan, and Wes Bryan. Hatton Rose Young, ooh, I like this. This is okay. I'm not sure if I cared that much about Russell Knox, but could do worse. Okay, we're right back to our Sung Kang. And that's a CT Pan Sung Kang lineup. I don't mind it. I'm not gonna save this one, but I don't mind it. Hatton, Rose, Fleetwood, Hubbard, Shelton, and Scotty Brown. Okay, so let me do, I was kind of talking about how I don't want any low 6K golfers. Scott Brown, I don't mind, but let's not have any more low 6Ks. Let's just do upper 6Ks. Hey, Sung Yul No, I'm actually okay with this week. Sung Yul No, I think is going to be a decent play. Vincent Norman, so this is a lineup that I probably would never have gotten to. I like it. I'm saving it. All right, I'll do two more for Mr. Deaton, and then we're gonna move on to the next one. Ooh, Adrian Moronk showing up. I like this. Anytime I get to see one of these European 8K golfers in my lineup, I think that's fine. Adrian Moronk, in this lineup, I don't mind. Looks like Hubbard, Shelton, and CT Pan just keep showing up though. All right, Marty Dill with Chris Stroud. I'm curious to see one more, though. Streber. The Streber. I don't mind Robert Streb. Could do worse. I like him when the course is tougher, though, and it's not a birdie fest, so I probably wouldn't play Robert Streb. But not terrible nonetheless. Alrighty. I need to go find where we left off. So that was Deaton. I did say Mr. Awaken Up. I asked you if you want to do some lineups, so I will do yours right now. Rory Young, Moran. Okay, so what did you want? You were the one that got me on my Rory wedges. Rory Young Tway lineups. Okay. Rory, Cam Young, and Kevin Tway, who is right here. Upper 6K range, so that's a good sign. I'm sure we'll still see Ryan Moore and Cam Percy and all that junk. Russell Knox, yeah, go for it. Go figure. Okay, so I need to boost Tway's score up, otherwise we're gonna have to continuously. I should ask you right now, so out of these golfers, you already saw Pendrith is gonna show up a lot. Do you want me to get rid of Pendrith right away? I'm gonna give Kevin Tway a 100-point boost. Someone's got to remind me not to forget that. Joey Deaton, you're welcome, man. You are welcome. Joshua Maz asks, for last man in, Ryan Gerard or Roger Sloan? If this was 2 months ago, I would say Ryan Gerard in a heartbeat. Roger Sloan has been gone for a while, and I don't remember why. I think he just showed up in one of the other events not too long ago. What did he end up doing? Roger Sloan. '79th at the Byron Nelson. So remember, that was a huge cut. Okay. If he's coming back from injury, I don't mind the play because there's still a lot of things we have to figure out with him. I shouldn't say it that way. There's a lot of mystery still with his game, but we know that he has the capability of making a lot of birdies. But that's just by memory. And then Ryan Gerard is right here. Yeah, so that doesn't look great. I think Ryan Gerard might be a better Bermuda player than he is a Bentgrass or POA player, because obviously the Bentgrass and POA that we see him playing on did not look good. And I don't know who his partner was at the Zurich Classic, so I don't think we have to really worry about that. He might have lost this card. Mr. Waking Up says, no Taylor Pendrith. You got it, man. Where's Byron? Byron, I forget. Do you use StreamYard when you stream? Rory McIlroy, Cam Young, Brendan Todd, Mark Hubbard, CT Pan, and Kevin Tway. Yeah, we like that. Anyone out of here you want me to get rid of Brendan Todd by chance? Mr. Waking Up says Kim seems like he'll be chalk and miscut. Yeah, I don't know. I still think of Michael Kim as the guy who missed like 50 cuts in a row after winning the John Deere Classic. I think he's figured out his game to some extent, but he still has the capability of missing 50 cuts in a row. No Todd. Yeah, I didn't like Todd either. Not that I really want to influence you and you know, Brendan Todd could be a good play, but I didn't care for him. There we go. We see Ryan Moore, of course. McIlroy, Young, Mitchell, Hubbard, Tway, and Moore. We don't really care for Ryan Moore, but that's okay. 2 6Ks. Could do worse. Probably won't do double, you know, 6Ks like this. Yeah, we won't do that. options though. Okay, do I need to change it to 1.6K golfer? Do you just want me to put 1.6K and not do anything more than tway? I can do that. And if you want me to get rid of CT Pan, let me know, because CT Pan's going to show up a bunch, it looks like. Joey Deaton goes, I don't know if you normally do this, but at the end, could you go over your top 3 to 5 favorite generated lineups? I can certainly do that. I usually try to. It's and I love this from this community. There's a lot of participation for lineups, and I usually get to the 3-hour mark, and I'm like, I'm so tired. I'm gonna get going. But yeah, I love building lineups for you guys. So if people continue to participate, I will continue doing that. And if you want to see my 3 to 5 favorite generated lineups, I can certainly do that. I usually do save the lineups that I like. So as I'm going through this and I'm building lineups, I do save the lineups I'm building for you guys if I like them. So I usually use these lineups, by the way. Like, I'm not blowing smoke. I will use a lot of the lineups that I build. I normally will do something like this where I'll go in here and I'll sort by the first player. So like I'll go column AA, which is, the first golfer, and I'll sort, A to Z, so I can see, okay, look at how many Rory lineups I have. And then I'll just spread them out so I can kind of keep track of, how many Rory lineups. Whoops, we don't want to do that. So I'll just separate them like this. So I don't know if you can see it on your screen. It's very, very, very small. I understand. I kind of keep it small for reasons. I don't need people copying all the lineups. But like Rory's up here, Sam Burns. I got 1 Sam Burns lineup so far, 2 Tommy Fleetwoods, and 4 Tyrrell Hattons. And then I'll also sort by who they're paired up with. So all my Tyrrell Hattons so far have Justin Rose in them. It looks like Rory's kind of mix and match. So anyways, that's kind of how I do it. Young off back-to-back cuts last year, 2nd at Harbortown and 3rd at St. Andrews. Okay, hey, I don't mind performance trends like that. Ben Martin, Akshay, number 4, number 6 in par 4 birdies. All right, that's also good to know. Mr. Waking Up goes, I did have Doe as well. Okay, so we'll keep 2 6Ks on the board for you. This one has McElroy Young, Aaron Wise, Brandon Wu, Mark Hubbard, and Kevin Tway. This will be my only Kevin Tway lineup. I can't... Okay, so this isn't to persuade you off of Kevin Tway, but I literally cannot stand watching that little who. He looks like a who. He looks like Cindy Lou Who, right? Isn't that her name? Cindy, yeah, Lou Who. Like the actual Grinch, the actual Grinch movie where they used real humans. Or just the Who's in general with their like little pointy noses, and then he walks around like he's got a stick up his butt. Yeah, this is Kevin Tway's face right here. That's Kevin Tway. See that? See this? It's the same person. That's the same person. Little Cindy Who Kevin Tway Lou. That's who that is. And then he just walks around like he's got a big old stick up his butt. You watch him walk around, he's just like so stiff when he walks. I don't understand how he plays golf. Doesn't make any sense to me. But that's gonna be my only Kevin Tway lineup. You only get that stuff here first. Like you only hear that stuff here first. By the way, Paul Casey, Curious George. I don't know if you've seen that. We'll do that. Yeah, we can use that one. Same person. It's Curious George. See, you don't even need to see any. Oh, here's a perfect. Yeah, see, Curious George. Look at that. Same little guy. There was a time when I was in the golf industry where we would just like, there were certain golfers that just looked like certain players, and I'm trying to remember who looks like Sam the Eagle. Oh, if someone can give me the golfer that looks like Sam the Eagle, you are forever in my debt. I have to remember who looks, maybe it's not a golfer, but this guy right here, Sam the Eagle. Just a big old unibrow, pointy beak. Someone looks like Sam the Eagle, and I can't remember off the top of my head. But we always used to like laugh about that. You'd have Curious George out there with Sam the Eagle, and then Cindy Lou Who. Can't unsee it. You're welcome. Oh yeah, we gotta make a decision here. Who do we want to get rid of in this lineup? I'm gonna put this one on because I think this might be the next one. Yep. Okay. I think you're right, dude. It is Furyk. Furyk is Sam the Eagle. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Oh my God, no way. You're right. It's Sam. Dude, how did you figure it out? Which one was the best one? It's not as good, but if we paint his face blue, you're absolutely right. It was Furyk. You're absolutely right. It was Jim Furyk, Sam the Eagle. When you get him like in an angry looking face, pretty damn close. Look at Fluff. It's gotten so small over the years. All right. Try Young Pan and Maronk. Young Maronk. I'm guessing to go with the other ones that we have as yeses. So it means only one golfer is going to get invited into the lineup. Flower. Perfect. Why don't we give Maronk a 100-point boost as well? We don't need to. Never mind. We just gotta find Lauer. Kick him out. I like Justin Lauer this week, man. Okay, so now if I create a thumbnail that has Sam the Eagle on it, Cindy Lou Who, and Curious George, y'all know which golfers they are. Here you go, man. Here's your lineup. We got you, Mr. Awaken Up. This is your lineup right here. McIlroy, it fits the buckets. Otherwise, it would have broke. McIlroy, Young, Maronk, CT Pan, Marty Doe, and Kevin Tway. Because it happened organically, I'm saving it because it seems magical. We're doing it. And that's going to be the end of that. And that's all I got to say about that. Alrighty. Yeah. All right, let's see here. Mr. Byron, we're doing his lineups. When you get a gap, some J Rose, PS. I can't even do that. Trying to figure out that South African accent that he does. Dude, I like Scott Piercy, by the way, this week as well. As annoying as it is to like watch him golf, also not a bad Canadian Open player. $7,100, not terrible either. The song is too slow. Ooh, I like this, and this is gonna be right up Byron's alley. Byron's you had Hogan's alley. Was there a Byron Nelson something? That's what we call Byron's thing. Because I think he's on Hatton. This is perfect. Bob Shelton. I don't know if we want any Bob Shelton in our lineups. I don't know. Byron, are you still here? Did you leave me? Where'd you go? Yeah. I gotta get my Dr. Disrespect outfit somewhere down the road. Throw that on stream. Wouldn't that be hilarious if I just, boom, show up as... I think that'd be hilarious. Hatton Rose, Taylor, Vincent, No Double R Man, Will Gordon, and Scotty Piercy. That's a great lineup. Yep, I'm saving it. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, be a run. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, be a run. Forget how that song goes from there. That's all that matters, though. Hatton, Rose, Taylor, Michael Kim, Scott Piercy, Sam Bennett. This is the first time Sam Bennett has shown up in these lineups. I have to save it just because of that, because I'm not going to play Sam Bennett. I also save lineups like this too. So some lineups I really like, some lineups I like, but I would never play, and that's why I have to save them. Get myself exposure to golfers I just normally would not play. And then it breaks Byron. This doesn't surprise me. Wherever Byron is, he and the bucket system don't really see eye to eye on a lot of things. And out of 156 players, he combined the 3 golfers that you can't build lineups with. Yeah, dude, Nick, you can give me 2 to 4 golfers. Usually it doesn't matter which 2 to 4. If they're paired up together in a tee time, though, I'm gonna reject you and say nope. Try again. Byron, that was quick, man. We didn't even have to go through that many golfers for you to break the optimizer. We had, yep, we got that one. We did that one. Let's see here. Rory Young Tway. We found the GPP winner there. Rory's wedges. We talked about that. And his horizontal rotation that MFN said made a baby. That was a good one. Oh, we got to do this for Gabe at some point in time. I'll pin that one. And my chat just skipped on me. I hate when that happens. I think we keep it right there. Alrighty, so yeah, Nick, give me 2 to 4 golfers. I'm gonna go ahead and do this for Gabe really quick. Gabe was the $50 monthly subscriber winner this last month. Fitz Thigala Wise. Okay. It's yeah, that works. I think Gabe comes in and he text-to-speech, and it's like Fitz Thigala are all capitalized, Wise is not. I'm assuming you do want Aaron Wise in the line. Fitz Thigala, okay. Fitzpatrick, Rye, and Nikolai Højgaard. That one breaks? Uh-oh. Oh, I think it's because of the 10K range. Is that what also why Byron's broke too? Can't remember it. He might have had a 10K golfer. All right, let's try it again. Okay, yep, that's what it was. And this is a great lineup. Fitzpatrick, Cam Young, Seth Thigala, Aaron Wise, CT. These are golfers I like, so there we go, perfect. We found you the GPP winner right away. We can have multiple GPP winners, by the way. We gotta go to different contests. So someone put this in the quarter arcade. Someone put the other one in the dime time. Someone put the other one in the $1. We can take down all of them all together. I like that lineup. That's good. Fitzpatrick, Thigala, Keith Mitchell, Aaron Wise, Robbie Shelton, CT. That's another good one. Oh my God. Bob Shelton's getting the boot. Fitzpatrick, Fleetwood, Sahith Thigala, Aaron Wise, CT Pan, Ryan Moore. I don't care for Ryan Moore, but if you did need a 6K golfer, you could find worse, I'm sure. Fitzpatrick, Thigala, Kim, Wise, Pendrith. Okay, I'll bite. That's fine. I'm not going to have a lot of lineups that start with Matt Fitzpatrick, so any ones that I see that are good, I'm just going to go ahead and save. Nick, I have a pretty good strategy when it comes to contest selection and getting back my money every single week if I don't take down a GPP. Would you be interested in hearing about it? Look at this one, including Webb Simpson. It's Patrick Thigala, Kim Wise, Penrith, Simpson. Oh my God, I'm not playing Webb Simpson, so sure. We'll save this one too. Yikes. I have not seen Kuchar come up much, Nick. Fitzpatrick, Thigala, Kim, Wise, Pendrith, Ben Ryan. So what I'm going to do for Gabe is get rid of Michael Kim because he's just showing up too many times. I could say the same thing about Taylor Pendrith, but I kind of like Pendrith more than Kim. And also, I don't have to do much to get Pendrith to leave. Fitzpatrick, Cam Young, Sith Thigala, Aaron Wise, Aaron Rye, and then Russell Knox. Interesting. Okay. Nick, I'll let you. I'll share it here after I build these lineups. Fitzpatrick, Thigala, Mitchell, Wise, Rye, and Stroud. So Aaron Rye is showing up a bunch here. That's okay. I don't like some of these low 6K golfers, so I'm just going to skip past this one. Gabe usually listens, so I'm not going to say that one. I had Will McGirt with it. Gabe, I don't know if you like that. This one is interesting. Fitzpatrick, Justin Rose, Thigala, Aaron Wise, Marty Doe, and Robert Stratton. I don't know about the upside on that, but interesting nonetheless. This one has Wes Bryan in it. We're going to skip that one. Okay, so Cody Gribble I can get on, by the way. So Matt Fitzpatrick, Seth Thigala, Keith Mitchell, Aaron Wise, Aaron Rye, and Cody Gribble. That's going to be my last one for you, Gabe. I like Gribble. I think he's kind of coming back into his own. So we'll just leave it right there. And those were all the lineups for Gabe. Okay. Nick. Here's what I have learned. For the longest time, I was just putting in $50 a week, basically putting like 2 to 4 entries into. I'd probably put about 2 to 3 entries into those quarter $50 winner take all contests, and that's how I was trying to get back my entry fees that way. But I was capped at like 100 lineups. I think what I posted on Twitter. Let me find it. I don't know if I actually have it pinned anywhere. Probably not. I kind of went through and did this breakdown of how to make your money back, essentially, when it comes to like $50 or whatever. I'm trying to find it. Okay, I found it. So I'll share this. So basically what I was doing was, you know, max enter the dime time, max enter the quarter arcade, and then I'm putting, you know, 2 lineups into the winner take alls, you know, and you can see the fee with the cost and the top prize or whatever, because I wanted exposure to not only the mini max, but also the drive the green. Now 30 lineups in the mini max, it's kind of difficult to, you know, figure that out, you know, like figure out a good GPP structure that goes with 30. So I did this for 100 entries. So if you just wanted to build 100 unique lineups, you could do it this way. And that would cost you $50. If you wanted to build more lineups, then we put more lineups into, more lineups into the winner take alls, into the mini max, and we take out 3 from the drive the green. I did include some league contests. And this was the most that you could build, 156 with $50. You did your dime times, your core arcades, and then you max entered those winner take alls, and then you put like 30 into the mini max, and you didn't do any drive the green. So that's the max you could do, really getting your money back at $50 essentially, because you're kind of banking on these winner take alls right here to do that for you. Well, here's what I've done. I keep track of all of the contests that I enter, all the lineups that I do place. I know this is going to be an eyesore to some extent, but you can see the contests that I entered. So like the $15 Pat Mayo, I did that. I just put 1 lineup in. 2 drive the greens just to get exposure. I did the Showdown Hoedown, and then the Nagels Bagels. So right there, those entry fees cost $35. And you can kind of see I put in different lineups for each one of these. So I had 3 John Rahms. I was kind of privy to John Rahm during the Memorial. I like that. And then I had some Xander and some Patrick Cantlay. None of these lineups made anything for me. I actually had a decent, like this one right here. This was pretty good for a while. Xander, Sung Jae, Hideki, Keith Mitchell, Tom Hoge, Thomas Dietrich. It was doing well until they all imploded, I think Saturday or Sunday. So that kind of took me off of it. The $1 is just kind of a random thing. I don't have a lot of structure with the $1 contest here. The 50 cents. So I do 50 lineups in the 50 cent mini max, and I go heavy on duos. Mostly it's 1 duo, mostly it's 2 duos, but you can see like I have John Rahm, Tyrrell Hatton, but actually, to be honest with you, these all were Denny McCarthy and Tom Hoge lineups. So, you know, if Denny would have won, I probably would have made a pretty penny, but all of these were Denny and Tom Hoge lineups. Some were mixed in with different guys. Yeah, this is Hoge, McCarthy. Yeah, so they're all Denny McCarthy, Tom Hoge lineups. I had identified the 7K range, like something in the 7K range, and I really liked Denny McCarthy. It was either Denny McCarthy or Keith Mitchell or one other guy. I can't remember who it was, but these were all top 20s from the year before in the 7K range. So this would be the last year bucket 1, last year ones. So 7K golfers that were in the last year 1 bucket. Denny McCarthy was the guy I identified as the dude that I wanted to build my lineups with. Well, then I mixed them in with Hoge, and some of them I mixed in with like, so like I had some Billy Horschel, Kurt Kitayama, because I think Billy had won it the year before, so he was technically a top 20 golfer. So that must have been the guy. And then Kurt Kitayama, I did some Billy Tom Hoagie. I think I did some Danny McCarthy, Harris English. Harris English was the other golfer that was in the missed cut bucket. That was what I identified with Tom Hoagie, was he was a missed cut. Hoagie was plus 14 his final day, so that wasn't good, but he made the cut. That looked good for a while. But yeah, that's what I had identified. Now, normally what I do is I go a 10K and a 9K golfer, and I just pair them up. So if I were to open up, where did I do well at? The Charles Schwab? I think I made a pretty decent money at the... Yeah, so like this one had Scotty, Rose, and Emiliano Grillo. Grillo. I did that a bunch, and with Grillo winning, like, I won some decent money. So I'm not going to go through this one. I just wanted to show you. So I get a lot of exposure doing the 50 maxes. The 20 lineups I build in the quarter arcade, you can see they all start with John Rahm. So that was my idea for that. So I have like different themes with these different contests, and this is my way to get the maximum. I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but the maximum opportunity to make the most money, essentially. So a lot of these were like, I just mix and matched Rahm and Xander, Rahm Spieth, Rahm Cantlay, stuff like that. Okay, that's cool. Dime time, all Patrick Cantlay lineups. So Rahm was in all of my quarters. Cantlay was in all of my dime times. So again, my way to, basically use the buckets to their potential and really try to narrow down and be very narrow focused when building my lineups, starting with like Patrick Cantlay, for instance. Or so like some of these even had Patrick Cantlay, Denny McCarthy, and Harris English. I still followed that build process with Denny McCarthy. I think I probably did that in a lot of these. I had Denny McCarthy in a lot of lineups. But you know me, I don't like to be 100% exposed on a 7K golf or anything like that, so I don't. Then I've got my tickets here. They all have the same lineup in them. Keith Mitchell, Harris English. I went with these because I like Denny so much that I had to kind of be opposite, and did it that way. And then I put all of my, so I max enter now every, like if I were to bring that tweet back up, I max enter every one of these winner take alls. And then what I do, so I max enter them all. As you can see, none of these contest IDs are the same. 77, 78, 79. And I built one lineup and I put them in 3 of them. So if they hit in all of them, I'll get $150 back. So now I'm putting in around $120 to $130 a week, where I was doing 50 before. If Denny would have won that damn tournament last week, I would have won $190 and I only put in $120. This method, and this is where, so these are a lot of the lineups that I create here on stream. Like a lot of these I'm not going to put into, like a lot of these I don't like that much, but I want to build, like I want exposure to some of these guys. Like I was just talking about, Kevin Cindy Lou Hu Tway. I will put him in those winner take alls. That's where he's gonna go. Like he's gonna be right here in 3 winner take alls, essentially. I'm not supposed to tell you where I'm gonna put these contests, by the way. That's the whole DraftKings TOS terms of service. But that's essentially what I'm gonna do with those, because I don't like Kevin Tway. So I'm gonna go ahead and put him here. This gets me back. If he does hit with the rest of the 5 golfers, boom, I'm gonna make $150. So I'm gonna get my money back. Well, if you do this every single winner take all, let's see how many. I don't think I can find you all the uniques, but look at how many winner take alls that there are. So 147, you divide that by 3, that's what, 49. 49 different winner take alls. So that's 49 lineups that I created. And you can see as I scroll through them, a lot of them start differently. Sure, I've got Rory, Justin Thomas, Adam Scott, and it's Keith Mitchell, Chris Kirk, Rory, Justin Thomas, Adam Scott, Denny McCarthy, Tom Hoagie, but then, you know, Bo Hauser. I don't even know if he made the cut. But there were some of these that were really good, and all my 6Ks are going to be different. I'm rarely going to have the same 6K golfers in any of these. And I also will put most of my balance builds in here because, quite frankly, I think this is the best chance to win your money back is if you put all your balance builds into these winner take alls. So I've done it for 4 weeks in a row. I am up $600. Like, just by doing this. It's insane. Well, I should say 600. I think it's this last week I lost money. So how much did I lose? See, I won 80 and I put in 130, so I lost 50. So I think I'm up $550, something like that. And it's just by content, like being smart with contest selection. Like, that's the thing that I've learned is marrying up your strategy for the week with your contest selection. And I know that's true for what everyone says, but you know, with the whole bucket system and building it with this optimizer, I didn't know how to kind of take advantage of that. But I think this is the way. I really like it. I really like doing it this way. So I'll continue to keep you posted, but holy moly, like, especially if I can continue winning, I'm just gonna up my entry fees because I'm playing with house money. That's all I've been doing. That's why I've been kind of increasing it here and there. So I've been increasing it to 120. I don't like to do more than 50 of, you know, like my own money a week. But because I'm playing with house money, I've upped it a little bit. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I've had a lot of fun just figuring that out. The goal for me is to try to get up to where I can start max entering, like, not so much. So, you know, I'm putting 50 lineups into the mini max. Well, actually, max entering the mini max would be good. But, you know, putting in 150 lineups versus 50 lineups, I'd have to spend another $50. So I don't feel comfortable all that much right now doing that. It's probably going to be the best chance for me to take down the mini max is to get 150 lineups and be extremely narrow with how I build those lineups, especially if I choose the right two guys, because I think this week is the top two guys. Last week I think it was trying to figure out that 7K range. Really, it was you just wanted one of them, and that was McCarthy, because I tried building lineups following the method that I kind of identified, because it was like you wanted to find a top 20 golfer in the 7K range from the year before, or I should say a top 20 golfer from the year before in the 7K range, and you wanted to find someone who missed the cut the year before in the 7K range. The only close one I think was Gary Woodland, and I wouldn't have won the GPP for the $5 if I went Gary Woodland. I think the GPP winner was 512 points, and I, with Gary Woodland in it, with Denny McCarthy, Victor Hovland, and someone else I can't remember, it would have scored 509 or 508. So that would have been like second place, which is obviously just as, you know, it's still good. But I didn't go with Gary Woodland, and I wouldn't have gone with Victor Hovland. Starting in the 9K range for me would have been too difficult last week. There were too many good 10K golfers with Scotty and Rahm up there. I don't think I could have done it. I probably would have put in one of those winner take alls, you know, and made my $150 that way. But yeah, last week wouldn't have worked. This week, I think it's the top two. I think you need to find two guys in the 9K range and above. And I kind of think you need to go 10K, 9K. So that's what I'm going to do. And I guarantee you it's most likely going to be Burns and Rose, or Burns and Fleetwood, or I might mix the two. Half of them might be Rose, half of them might be Fleetwood. We shall see. Who did I lose? Who do I still have here? Did anyone else like that? That breakdown of contest selection. I don't want to bore anybody. Where am I when it comes to building lines? Oh, I don't have anybody selected. But here you go. Rory Kuchar. Nick, this is without selecting anybody. This is without selecting anybody. Rory Kuchar, Todd Pendrith, CT Pan, Justin Lauer. I like it. I'm not going to play any Kuchar. So with that being said, he now becomes one of my winner-take-all lineups. So let's go ahead and build you some lineups, right? Because we are done with Gabe. Gabe, I hope you liked your lineups. Oh, Mr. Okay, no, I did that one. Trying to catch up with chat and it just skipped on me, so I got to go back up and take a look. So Gabe, we did that one. Okay. Going through some of Byron and Charlie Carden's messages. Gerard Sloan, we answered that one. Deaton with 3 to 5 best lineups. Got it. And now we're down to Nick. Okay, Nick. Building you some lineups now. If anyone else is in chat, leave 2 to 4 golfers and I'll build lineups around them. I'm probably going to be done in the next 20 minutes though. That's the 3-hour mark. So try to get done with 3 hours so, you know, I can get back to a normal life. Fitzpatrick, Rye, and Nikolai Højgaard. Alrighty. Oh, I'm gonna have to remove the 10K filter. Oh, it already is. Never mind. We're good. Your first lineup, Nikolai. Fitzpatrick, Thigala, Højgaard, Pendrith, Rye, CT Pan. I like it because it has Pendrith and CT Pan in it, who I like, and I have no issue with Thigala. Out of those golfers, who would you like me to remove? Because so far, Højgaard is the low man. I could probably bump up Højgaard, but he's so low when it comes to... Actually, let me bump him up. You know what? 996 is a good value for him. And also I'm gonna put Moronk up to the 900s as well. What was it from? 796, 996. So I gave him a 200 point boost. Oh yeah, I gotta go down to Tway and get him a 100 point deduction, right? Because I bumped him up. Okay. CT Pan will now get the automatic bump out of there. If you want CT Pan out, you let me know, because if I hit run optimize, it'll spit out the same lineup, but then it's going to be written in there that CT Pan gets the kick out. Nathan Johnson, good evening, sir. I'm going to be on for another like 15-16 minutes. If you want me to build you a lineup, give me 2 to 4 golfers you want me to build them around. I'll do that before I leave. How about this? Let me just get rid of CT Pan. I'll build a lineup. 1 CT Pan's good enough. All right. So you get rid of CT Pan. Now we get Justin Rose, Højgaard, Rye, Hubbard, and Bob Shelton, which is also a decent lineup. I don't mind that. Now, Nick, if you liked CT Pan, I can always bring him back. Ooh. I don't know about Justin Hadley, but not the worst 6K golfer. Fitzpatrick, Rose, Højgaard, Pendrith, Rye, Hadley. Not terrible. Nick, have you gotten into the Rainmakers at all? Hey, this is the first Patton Kazire showing. Fitzpatrick, Thigala, Højgaard, Pendrith, Rye, Kazire. I like that. I don't want you to repeat, so just wanted to stop by. I will rewatch. Hey man, if you have a couple golfers you want me to build lineups around, I'll happily do it. And I'll let you know if there was a repeat or not. No biggie. Ah, okay. So, I don't know if you're aware of this, and I don't know if you've actually had this happen to you while you're playing Rainmakers, but so last week I had no activity when it came to buying cards or selling cards or anything like that. So last week I didn't get a reward, but the weeks prior to that, I'm on the leaderboard for being in the top 1,000 or the top 1,300, whatever it ends up being. You get $15 from Rainmakers. So I spent, I think, a total of I would say maybe $120 worth of cards, and 4 weeks in a row I got $15 from being inside the leaderboard. And like the first week I started out, all I did was I think I purchased $20 worth of cards, all $2, $3 cards, stuff like that. I played at the Mexico Open, and the starter pack I got had John Rahm in it. So I made money from the starter contest. I made 20 bucks from that. I also had won $15 in a different contest, which was crazy. But like at the Mexico Open, that was a perfect time because those $2 to $3 cards, that's all that showed up at that event were people worth $2 to $3 in those cards. So I picked the right ones and put them in the lineups together. So I got $35 just from winning, just for playing during the Mexico Open. So I got 35 plus that Tuesday, I just got a random $15 added to my account. And it was because I was on the Rainmakers leaderboard. So I was like, okay, so I've got $50 and I only put in 30. So I put $30 more in. Bought $30 worth of cards. I think I got like a Chris Kirk and stuff like that. I didn't win anything in that contest the next week, but I got a rare booster pack. Like I won a rare booster pack, and I think I won a core booster pack. I don't think I got good cards out of it, but free cards nonetheless. I got another $15 for being inside the leaderboard. So now I've spent $50 and I have $65. You know, I've made 65 bucks. So then I think I put in about $30 or $40. So now I'm sitting at like, you know, $90 put in, and I, you know, have 65 bucks. I didn't win anything that next week, but I got $15 back for being inside the leaderboard. So now I'm sitting at $90 spent, $80 got back in return. The next week I won $20, 4 core packs, and something else. And then I also got $15, and then I got $20 on top of that because I did stuff during the weekend. I didn't know you got these reward points for just participating on Rainmakers. So like I'm up 120 bucks from like, I got $120 back from Rainmakers, and I've only put in like $110 or $110, something like that. So like, okay, like that. I just by like existing, like just getting money, it's just weird. So today what I did, I noticed that you can craft and burn exchange packs. So you can buy these exchange craft packs in the in the craft and burn marketplace or whatever the heck it's called. So I did a couple core ones. I traded in, just the funny thing, talking about Richie Werenski, I traded in Richie Werenski as well as Kevin Tway and got a Xander Schauffele out of it. It's random. So I traded in a 40-cent card and a 45-cent card because that's all that they cost. I spent $2 on the token to get back a $25 card in Xander Schauffele. Not only did I get Xander, but I got Tyrrell Hatton twice. I got Matt Fitzpatrick one other time, Brian Harmon, Thomas Dietrich. Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, and they don't really explain it to you. you know, like the whole leaderboard thing. But if you go to Rainmakers and you go to My Cards, you're going to see a little leaderboard, thing at the top right-hand corner. Score, I should say. And if you drill down on that, it's going to show you what you get every single week by finishing, you know, inside whatever. And it'll show you how you get points. It depends on how many rare cards you have, how many rookie cards you have. You get multipliers for how many points that you get. There's a whole thing to it, and now it's season long. You're playing like season long golf, and you get to put those cards, those names into different lineups. You get to choose your contest. To me, contest selection is even more important in Rainmakers, because like that's where you can really get an edge. I wasn't gonna show this because it's gonna show my balance, but I guess I don't really. Oh, you can't see my balance. So like this craft and burn thing right here, if you go down here and do this core crafting, you can buy, you know, this crafting token for 221. So if I do that and I confirm it, now I got this crafting token. And so you can see all my cards over here. So if I scroll down and I look at all the prices of these cards, so like I don't like Trey Mullinax, I could put him in there. I do want to play Chad Ramey this week. Smotherman I like. So let's see, who do I not like? I think there's a guy. I think I just created one not too long ago that I don't want. So I could put Michael Thompson in there, although I kind of like him for the 3M Open. Because I'm also thinking ahead. Like I think I have a Lipsky that I don't, you know what, I might keep Lipsky. But it kind of shows you how much the prices are for these cards. So let's put in Troy Merritt. So I do that and I go to craft. Yes, I want to proceed with burning my packs as permanently burned. Ooh, view my packs. Open pack. And who do I get? Lonto Griffin. Not terrible, not great. So that's the thing that could happen. Now I can do this again, go back to craft and burn, come down to the core crafting exchange. I'm just going to do it again just to show you. Maybe we can get lucky. Maybe I can clip this. Who knows? We'll see. So there's an updated price. Okay, reload the page. What is it? 221 to what? 222? Oh, 223. Okay, whatever. Cool. So now I've just spent $4. I have no idea what my Lonto Griffin card is worth, but I can go ahead and put it there. $3.49. So basically I traded in a 40-cent card and a 50-cent card for $1. The token was $2.22. I'm break even with my Lonto Griffin. So like, okay, cool. I don't really care about that. Now I don't get money from this unless I sell these cards, but I can sell these cards at some point in time. Let me try to find a cheap guy. Sometimes they're down at the bottom. So like Hank Lebiota, yeah, I don't think I have to wait on Hank Lebiota showing up anytime soon and playing good. Kind of like Malnati this week. I really like CT Pan. I've got a ton of CT Pan this week. I like Justin Lauer, like I said, so I keep scrolling down, trying to find a card that I don't really care for. Oh, I got this Kevin Roy so he's a rookie. I'm going to get a multiplier for just having him in my list. Xander's $20, Tyrrell's $18. Oh, Lee Hodges, perfect. We'll use him. We'll craft, lock it in. Let's get a good one. Now, sometimes you're going to get duds, so maybe I'll get a dud here. It would be sad. Seth Theegala. Look at that. Look at that. I don't know how much Seth Theegala is, but he's considerably more than the two guys that I just traded him for. So then when I look at my lobby, dude, I'm so happy to have Seth Theegala. I wait. I look to see what I have here. Like how many people are in these contests and what's my likelihood to win with the cards that I have. So like I don't mind doing this 500 rare packs, top 3,500 to win. So top 3,500 to win. If I beat half the field, so there's only 6,000 entries in there so far, So this is how I look at it. Say this gets up to like 7,000. I just got to beat 50% of the field just to get a pack. Because this is what do you get? A core prize pack. I'm cool with that. Like we just saw some cores, like Sahithagala just showed up. Like that could be in the core. It's most likely not going to happen, but it could be. That's fine. Contests like this, like where there are like a big prize pool, a ton of people are going to join. 9.6k. Okay, what's the payout structure? The top 3,000 win up to $5. Top 3,000. So now I'm at a 1/3. I gotta beat 2/3 of the field to make money for this contest. Like you know this stuff already, right? I don't have any starter cards. Like I literally have no starter cards to do this contest. And I can't buy any of them. So that's whatever. Yeah, that's basically what I do is I just look at these, and then I also have enough rare cards to enter these, and I also do the same. So like this bankroll booster, this is what Byron Lindeque does. 257 people there. Top 100 win $25. Top 100. So I only have to, like beat out. I mean, we can do this just by raw numbers. Basically, when this fills up like 200 other people, I'm sure I could do that and win $25 just from doing that. And these cards are still mine. I still hold on to these cards going forward. Like I can put them in other contests. That's funny. Shot like Harden, did you just see the Sahithagala that I just pulled off? I really don't know how much he costs if I were to go back to my cards. So here's that leaderboard ranking right here, Nick. So I'm at 1,800. Yeah, I got no football because I don't do that. Learn how scoring works. So I'm at 1,800. So right here, top 1,000 ranked users on Weekly Drive will win money. And here it is. Top 1,000 gets $15. And then your scoring, how scoring works is you get all these rarities, your base points per card. So 1 for a core, 5 for a rare. And then, these are just the color of the card, basically. This is gray, green, blue, yellow, and then Rainmaker's gold, and it says RM next to it. And then depending on what set that you get it from, so a crafting set, you get no bonus to it. Starter set, you get no bonus. Booster, no bonus. But it's a prize set, you get 2 times. So if you had like a 2 times, well, I suppose, yeah, prize set that's rare. Now that card's worth 10 points towards your leaderboard score. So those are good to get, and sometimes you find these ones on the marketplace to buy. Rookie status gets another 2 times multiplier. So I actually have a Carl Yuan that I got from a craft set, so that's not going to work. I'm not going to get any bonus from that, but Carl Yuan will get 2 times for rookie status, and he is a rare, so I'll get 10 points just from having him. Yeah, so if any of your golfers also get a win, you get a 5% boost to that card's value. So anyways, yeah, I've been having more fun doing Rainmakers than actual PGA DFS. So I guess I don't know how much was the gala. Doesn't say how much his price was. I don't even know, what can I sell him for? There are no editions listed for sale. Really? That's interesting. Do I get to determine the market if I put them on? Whatever. Yeah, so I don't have any contests currently. Like I was telling Nick, for anyone that's just joining, I wait. I wait to see how much these fill up. I've yet to. I'm gonna build an optimizer for this as well, because I'm gonna follow the buckets. Like Byron, back 9 bets. He does that. He does a show every Monday with Joel, Draft Master Flex. He goes over what cards are worth and stuff like that, and they talk about putting in the optimal lineup every single time. I understand why you would, but at the same time, do you see the leaderboard every single year? Okay, so yeah, if you had a roll, okay, hold on. This year you would actually put your top 5 guys and you would win. Okay, so you could do it that year. And you could do it 2019, 2018, you couldn't though. So imagine you had a DJ card and then you couldn't afford anything other than DJ, but you had these 4 golfers and a Danny Lee. Actually, you only play 5. There's only 5 guys you play. So imagine you had these 5 and you put them all together. You would beat out anyone that had a DJ, Fleetwood start. DJ Fleetwood, say Poulter, he's also another top price guy. Maybe we come down here and someone added a Joaquin Neiman. Who else was expensive? And a Brooks Koepka. Let's say someone put a Brooks Koepka lineup together with DJ, Fleetwood, Poulter, and Neiman. Because you had DJ and these 4 golfers, you annihilated that other lineup. Just obliterated it. So you don't need to have the best lineups together. Like, I'm still going to use the bucket system process when it comes to doing these lineups. There just won't be a salary cap. So if I can put together... Actually, no, I'd still put salaries there. There just wouldn't be a cap. It would still go by salaries, but there wouldn't be a cap. Oh, you are right, sir. Kevin Barrett said the 5% is for Champions Green Pass. You are correct. That is right. There are benefits you get for doing those passes. I totally forgot. But anyways, I would still use the buckets to do this, to do the Rainmakers. But yeah, dude, I'm now I'm even further invested because today I pulled off a Xander, 2 Tyrrell Hattons, a Matt Fitzpatrick, now a Sahith Theegala. Like, okay, guys, I hate to flex, but I'm gonna flex because like I've got Hatton, Theegala, Fitzpatrick. These were all 3 cards that I crafted. You can see like this little swirly thing right here. Those are all crafted cards. You could also put Corey Connors in there and my boy CT Pan. Why not put CT Pan in there, right? You could just put that in my contest. You're right, live golfers were not included in Rainmakers. At least not yet. They keep putting in new cards all the time. So anyways, I'm not gonna put that in there just yet. But those were all cards I crafted today. That's insane. Insane. Except for CT Pan and whoever else I put in, Corey Connors. Alrighty. So, Nick, I'm still building you lineups. Okay, let me catch up with chat too. I gotta scroll up a little bit. Joey Deaton says my Rainmakers lineup this week is McIlroy, Fleetwood, Lowry, Sahith, and Kim. Wow, Joey, that's a really good lineup. Let me know which contest you're putting that in, so I don't have to put my lineup in your contest. Nathan goes, I would like to chat sometime about your Rainmakers lineups to the SweetSpot lineups. Yeah, so currently, what ends up happening is I'm building like. So last week I built 184 unique lineups, and I spend most of my Wednesday night and sometimes my Tuesday nights building my lineups. When it comes to Rainmakers, I'm so just like completely drained from building lineups for DK that I just start clicking names in for Rainmakers. So I don't really have a process just yet, but I'm gonna get there. I just need to sit down, spend the time to build an optimizer for Rainmakers, specifically for Rainmakers, and then I'll just have the optimizer do the work for me, like it does here. And Nick goes, I guess I need to pay better attention. Didn't really know about the free money or the burn. Yeah, dude. Okay, so that burn just happened this week. I have not seen those burn packs anytime earlier than this week. Like before, you could just burn starter packs. That was, or starter cards. You could kind of change your starter players. Like they would first give you 3 on a Monday, and then they give you 3 on a Tuesday, and you could switch. You can swap your players, so you can play in that starter card contest that I had shown up there, where it's only starter cards that can be used. I've got some really good starter card players that I'm not gonna switch out for the players that they provided this week, so I just won't enter that contest, which is fine. Yeah, that was a hell of a trade. Would you be willing to add 5 to 10 minutes RM section to a video? Yeah, I could also even do my own video, or just here on the strategy videos. Like this last portion, building lineups, is just for you guys. It's my interaction with you guys. That first hour of it is truly the strategy portion of the video. So we can, I mean, I was just talking about Rory's wedge game earlier on. I'll talk about anything in this live chat portion of building lineups. And good night goes, wow, I left to finish eating and you still going. Awesome. Need to craft and burn. Oh yeah. Billy Ho, is it weird? I almost wanted to start Fleetwood over McIlroy at captain. I don't know why, but I feel safer. Joey, I think that's fine too. There's no rules. I think I had Denny in a lineup with John Rahm. Like Denny McCarthy was one of my starter cards, and I was at the Memorial. So I got a core prize pack out of it, but I fell out of the money, like, because I didn't have McCarthy in the captain spot. So there are strategies definitely to do it. And that might be a good one. Okay, got that one. Did you start the Canadians, Hadwin, Svensson, Connors? I have not. Would you like me to build a lineup with those guys? Oh my God, Kevin. Dude. Hold on. I gotta see something. Now that you say that, I gotta check if one of the cards that I wanted is there. I totally forgot about the whole point total thing. Like the fact that you got your money back. Oh my God, I forget about those things. Okay. I got a question for you. Kevin, are you still in the chat? Let me know. I gotta look at my point. I gotta look at those points now. So there's an elite card that I want to buy. Elite gets you 25 for the base. Okay. This is from an approach set. It's not any one of these sets, right? Is it an approach set considered a prize set? So do you know if an approach set is anything spectacular? Genesis gets you a 5 times multiplier. Okay, this is the one thing I have not been paying attention to. Yeah, so shot like Harden. So if you go to Rainmakers and you go to my cards, right here, here's your Rainmakers leaderboard score right here. Man, yeah. So Kevin's dropping some stuff that I totally forgot about to even consider. So prize set is a 2 times multiplier. Genesis gets you a 5 times, or Elite gets you 25, so 25. So you get 50 points from that. I guess you just have to double check what your leaderboard score is and who's above you in like 1000th place. So maybe I go up here and figure out what my leaderboard score is. So 1,000 places. Oh, okay, so I have 17 for this week. I'm guessing that's what that means. Oh yeah, so the week is different. So I'm at 17, but if I want to get over, if I want to get $15 sent to me, I need to score more than right here. I need to get to 39. So I could buy this card that I'm thinking about doing, but it's worth $37. So I just get 15 bucks for buying a $37 card. I think approach must be a side set. Yeah, you must be correct on that, because it definitely doesn't show right here. I don't know. Is an approach set a side set? Because then that would also add a little extra, so it'd be 3 times 25 times. Yeah, no, it would actually just be that 3 times 25. 75 points. I mean, that would get me up there. Hey, Kevin, is there also a weekend leaderboard? Because there was one week where I got $15 just for participate Monday through Thursday, or Monday through Friday, and then I bought some more cards Saturday, Sunday, and I got another drop, like 15 or 20 bucks that next Monday or Tuesday. It didn't make any sense to me, but I got paid twice. Okay, so that's okay. So okay, let's go over this for people who want to learn. So like, I could purchase one of these cards. So Tyrrell Hatton is a rare card, and he's part of this prize set. So then when you go to your points, you first go find rare. So he's worth 5 points as base points. And then he's part of a prize set, so that'd be 2 times. So you get 10 points just for having this card. So that just bumps you up, 10 points. Oh, someone crafted a John Rahm. Damn, pretty good. Look at all these crafted cards. That sucks. A Richard Johnson, legendary. Ouch. This isn't terrible. See, an approach set must be a side set, right? Has to be. There's our Cindy Lou Who. Carson Young Carson Young has single-handedly won me money. Not single-handedly, but him combined with other guys has won me money. For $1.39, you can buy a core set of him. Like that, to me, I've bought a bunch of Carson Young. I've bought a bunch of CT Pan. This is okay. So like Heath Slocum for 50 bucks, you get the legendary status, which gets you 100 points. So $50, that's not super great, but 100 points gets you right up into the leaderboard, somewhere up here. You would be what? Boom, 603rd place. So 600 place is still gonna get you 50 bucks or $15. So you're gonna still have to do some work to try to get up to to get your money back. You would have to get into that 101st to 250th spot, basically. And I'm sure a lot of this is the pricing is all based off of, it has all that stuff included. Interesting. A lot of times I like to just look ahead and see which players are playing. Like I got a ton of CT Pan when he was like 50 cents. And I bought his rare cards when he was like $3. Let's see if I'm telling the truth. So I got a bunch of, okay, so I just have a bunch of these cards. I thought I had one more. See, did I sell it, I wonder? Yeah, so I bought it for $3.45. What can I sell it for now? $6. So I could double, well, I mean, Rainmakers is gonna take a cut of this. I don't know if you guys have sold cards before on here, but they take a little bit of your monies. But you know what? I'm gonna ride it out and see if CT Pan can get me a few more bucks. Maybe he does well. He top 10s here. We'll see. Okay. I can do this all on my own time. Unless you guys want me to continue talking about Rainmakers, I certainly can. But I don't want to waste anyone else's time who's looking for lineup building. I like this lineup, Nick. It's Patrick, Thigala, Højgaard, Pendrith, Rye, and Van Ryan. Ooh, adding Aaron Baddeley to the mix. I can do that. I don't have a lot of Aaron Baddeley, so why not? All right, I think I'll build 2 more, and then I'm gonna get on to the Canadian request that I had from Nathan, I believe. It's Patrick, Rose, Højgaard, Rye, SH Kim, and Ches Reavie. So that's pretty good too. Yeah, Nick, I feel sad for you, man. It must suck not being able to grow hair. Just kidding, dude. Just giving you a hard time. Nate Lashley. It's the first time seeing Nate Lashley here. Harry Hall. Okay. Pendrith, Hadwin, Fitzpatrick, Højgaard, Hall, and Rock. Interesting. Interesting. There we go. I kind of wanted to see a lineup like this. Pretty balanced. Well, I'm not going to play it. Alrighty, so we're going to do that Canadian mix, and I think we'll probably call it a night. Kevin Barrett, thank you for all that information, by the way. I'm still pretty new to Rainmakers. I just know what I've learned. I've learned all the stuff that I've done on my own. I've not seeked any information. I haven't done any research. Just got stupid or got lucky in a stupid way. Alrighty. Oh, absolutely, Nick. If you want more, I can certainly send you more. So, Hadwin, Svensson, and Connor. Are they playing together? I think that's probably why we haven't seen lineups together. No. They are not playing. Svensson and Hadwin are playing too. So technically we can't do this because of the SweetSpot rules, but we can go ahead and open it up just a little bit. We'll build a couple, but so you know it doesn't follow the SweetSpot rules. Van Rooyen, Hadwin, and Lowry gets added. Or Van Rooyen, Hadley, and Lowry. Lee Hodges, who I just used to get a Sahith Thigala. Forget who it was. Was it Lee Hodges and can't remember. This is actually an interest. Okay, yeah, I can save this one. I'm never gonna play this lineup. This is a great winner take all one. Shy Like Harden, thank you for stopping by and good luck to you, sir. Connors, Lowry, Hadwin, Svensson, CT Pan, and Harrison Endicott. Whoa. I don't mind Harrison Endicott. Probably not going to do Doc Redman. Oh, sure. Yep. Also not going to do Paul Haley. Hey, I did see Michael Block earlier added to the lineups, but this is the first time on stream that Michael Block gets added to the lineups. No, thank you. Oh, Nathan, it's fine, man. I'm not. Yeah, never feel afraid to. I kind of knew that, and we also can make exceptions. Last week, Hovland and Scotty were in the optimal lineup together, and they played together, so it can happen. And then it breaks. So the optimizer is a little biased, a little prejudiced against the Canadians. Does not like Canadian golfers paired up together. So it broked. It done broked. Okay. So to Mr. Deaton's request, I can go over some of these lineups that I liked, that I had built, and then I'll build some other ones too. So I don't like Richie Werenski this week, but this to me is a solid lineup. Now I know you can't see it all that well, and I make it show on the screen. It's a bit too wide. Okay, cool. So this works out. I did like McIlroy, Theegala. Like, I like this one. Really like this one. Burns, Rose, Svensson, Norman, CT Pan, and Justin Lauer. I really like that one because I'm going to do a lot of Burns, Rose, and to add these four, I think it's solid. These were okay. Don't really care to have Reavie in my lineups. You know, like a Reavie and Lee Hodges, in my opinion, sink this lineup more than it helps. But I'm willing to put this in like a winner take all just in case it hits, because you know, it follows the buckets and they all have potential. I'm just not a huge Reavie fan, so that's why I highlighted a yellow. I don't care for Michael Kim this week, so a lot of my Michael Kim lineups, I'm not gonna, you know, this was more of a, what would you call it? Can't think of the word, but it's like not so much a vanity lineup, but it's just kind of like a for fun lineup to have both the Kims in there. So Michael Kim and SH Kim, that's not gonna have a lot of importance to me. Hatton Rose, yeah, so another Kim lineup. I don't necessarily care, but CT Pan, Bhatia, Wise, Rose, and Hatton, I think is tremendously, like, the potential for this lineup is super good. And if I'm wrong about Michael Kim and he does well, this lineup has the potential to take down a GPP. Hatton, Rose, Todd, Wise, Vincent Norman, and Sung-Yul No. I like Sung-Yul No, so this will, you know, I might, so like kind of was talking about with Nick, I went over like my my contest selection and lineup selection for those contests for the Memorial. And I anchored around different golfers in the dime time. I anchored around different golfers in the quarter arcade, and I anchored around different guys in the 50 cent mini max. There's a real possibility I might start Tyrrell Hatton Rose, and then just put all these lineups in the dime time, the quarter arcade. Probably not the 50 cent because these aren't the two guys I want to build my lineups around. But in case I'm wrong, going Hatton and Rose seems to be pretty decent. I'm not a huge fan of Cam Young this week, and of course these have Kevin Tway in them, so I already think the lineup tanks. But for those Kevin Tway people that like Kevin Tway, the upside for these lineups are pretty high. So I like these are perfect winner take all candidate lineups. Like I don't want to see them, you know, in my $5 winner or my, you know, the drive the green contest or my short game contest where I could win a high prize. I don't want to have like check in on these contests just to see them tank because of Kevin Tway. Like I can't do that. I can't do that to myself. So here's another Hatton Rose lineup. Again, I can put these guys together. Another Hatton Rose. So yeah, I might get 20 Hatton Rose lineups that I'm just gonna put in the quarter arcade or the dime time. And we have what, a lot of Fitzpatrick Theegala lineups. Maybe Fitzpatrick Thigala ends up being, you know, the opposite. So maybe it's Hatton Rose for dime time. Maybe it's Fitzpatrick Thigala for my quarter arcade, or vice versa. These are lineups I like a lot. Again, I don't care for Michael Kim, but Aaron Wise, Pendrith, CT Pan, and even having Webb Simpson in there gives me enough kind of diversity, especially around that $7,100, $7,200, $7,300 range. Kind of like that. And then Cody Gribble is just like an ultimate GPP play to add with Aaron Rye, Wise, Mitchell. Like, this is a solid lineup. We didn't have a Kuchar lineup, so that's why I saved this one, but it has my favorite guys here. Lauer in the 6K range, CT Pan 71, Hendricks 77. I don't care for Todd, but hey, this could be a week where Todd does well. And I can take that risk. Again, this will probably be a winner-take-all contest, and that's totally fine with me. And then we built some Fitzpatrick, Højgaard, and Aaron Rye lineups for Nick. And these were my favorite ones that I built there. I like Højgaard this week. And then I don't really care so much for these lineups, but winner take alls would be fine. Here's what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to think of doing. So I really like Sam Burns this week, and I really like Rose and Fleetwood. Not together, like it's either or, Rose or Fleetwood. So I can start 10K golfer, one of these 9K golfers, and then I kind of want to select one of these 8K golfers right here. Just these four, out of these four. I'm really liking Højgaard. So here's one thing that what I like to do with my optimizer is I'll start with like Burns and Justin Rose, and then I'll come down here to the 8K range and be like, okay, pick me one 8K golfer. I don't care who it is, but I want an 8K golfer, and I just hit run optimizer and see what it spits out for me. Yeah, so I don't like Michael Kim, like I've been saying, and I also don't like Cam Percy. So right away, boom, I'm just gonna hit no on Michael Kim, and I'll rerun it. And if it continues to give me a low 8K golfer, I'm probably just gonna skip out on it. I like Chad Ramey more than I like Ryan Moore. So what I'm gonna do is go down to Ryan Moore and just kick him out, because he's gonna show up. He's a very good value. He's rating out well. Oh, by the way, I guess what I could do, let me do this one more time. So we'll kick Ramey out and then we'll rerun it. And maybe Ryan Moore stays there, because I don't like Ramey and Moore together, but maybe if a CT Pan lineup shows up with him, that's perfect. This lineup right here, my favorite lineup. I had it on the screen to begin the I don't know, did I save this? Oh, I have some other lineups up here that I didn't even go over. I really like this lineup, by the way. McIlroy, Fleetwood, Højgaard, Shelton, Pan, and King. Let me double check. Let me just see this first. So Lauer and CT Pan. Is that here? Doesn't look like it. Oh, it's right here. This is the lineup right here. Yep. Okay, cool. So this would probably be my favorite one as of right now. I also really like this one too, because this is a really good GPP play. How many people are going to be on Sung Kang? Probably nobody. I don't really care too much for Nick Taylor, but so we have this lineup right here. I like Vincent Norman. So what I might do is kind of mix in, like maybe I'll kick Svensson out and see if it will, you know, maybe I'll do this. I'll go Svensson out and pick Norman, and then make the optimizer select another 8K golfer just to see if anything happens. So, okay, so Ryan Moore gets added to this, but guess what? I'm cool with this lineup that has Ryan Moore in it, because that's CT Pan as opposed to Chad Ramey. I think CT Pan is like, I feel like he's a lock for a top 20. So I'm going to try to shove in as much CT Pan as I can. And I might go like a core 3 or a core 4 with like CT Pan, Burns, and Rose. Because that just, like, $7,100 gives me a lot of flexibility to do a lot of other things in the other price ranges. So yeah, I guess this would be my one Ryan Moore lineup that I'm okay with. Otherwise, I don't want to see Ryan Moore anymore. So I'll put this down here. I'm just gonna mark it green for now, just to remind myself that this might be a part of my strategy with the 50-cent contest. So I'll go ahead, remove this, or Ryan Moore gets kicked out now. Yeah, so I'm not too happy with seeing a ton of low 6Ks show up. If I continue to see it, I'm just gonna kick them out. So here we go. We have the same core 5 with David Lingmerth instead of Ryan Moore. Okay, cool. I'm starting to see kind of a trend on how to build lineups for, you know, because I'm going really narrow with these, right? And what I mean by that is I'm basically anchoring around 5 golfers. They all show up. They all work with the buckets. They all work with the sweet spot process. We're not pairing up golfers together. So even something like this, Eric Penroyan with Justin Lauer, I'm cool with this. So I think Rose and Sam Burns are one of my favorite combos together. So just to show you that kind of how that goes. Now, it says Vincent Norman is the low guy out of this group. So I think I'm just going to kick Eric Penroyan out because I don't trust him as much as I trust Justin Lauer. So I'll rerun this. And I'll get Marty Doe, which I like a lot. So who's also in this one? Okay, Adam Hadwin. So Adam Hadwin showing up a bunch. That's okay. I'm cool with Adam Hadwin. But in case I wanted a little bit more diversity, because obviously we kicked out Svensson, right? So how about we kick out Hadwin? Can we build a lineup with Vincent Norman to go with like Adrian Meronk or Nikolai Højgaard? The answer is no. So that's very interesting. So it's either Svensson or it's either Svensson or Hadwin to go with Norman. And that's, hey, okay, so let's kick out Norman and bring these guys back together, or keep them open, I should say, and see what happens here. I don't care for Wes Bryan, and I also don't care for having 2 6K golfers in my lineups this week, so I'm going to kick that out. So now we're doing 2 8K golfers. I don't so much care for that. Now I'm going to tell the optimizer to make sure it selects a 7K golfer. Although the buckets don't absolutely say that, but I don't like... Okay, so then it breaks. Interesting. So let's see, I have a PM golfer, an AM golfer, a PM golfer. I also have rules down here written. So it breaks. I could do this instead. Just keep these at 0. I want to see what a Nikolai Højgaard lineup looks like, though. Like, I want to see Højgaard with these lineups. I can't. That is so crazy. Rose and Fleetwood? Why is it choose? Why do we have to choose Fleetwood? I put this to 0. Does it change? Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. It's a strokes gain 1. If I go down to Cam Percy, it makes things work out. I guarantee you. So strokes gain 1, if I open this up, it's going to work out. I know it's a strokes gain 1 bucket. Nope, that didn't work. All right, so I guess I can't do Nikolai Højgaard to go with any of those guys. That has something to do with the mins or the maxes not allowing it. So that's very interesting to me. Can I do a Fleetwood and Højgaard lineup? And by the way, this is okay. Like, the fact that I can't do Højgaard might be a good reason not to do Højgaard. But I can with Fleetwood. Fleetwood probably is in a couple buckets that work out a little bit better. And this is a fantastic lineup. I really like this lineup. So see, now it's like Sam Burns and Fleetwood go with Højgaard. where maybe I can't do Hadwin or I don't know. It could be something like that, but I really like this lineup. I really, really like this lineup. So I kind of did way more than what you asked, Nathan, but I just wanted to show you kind of my process when it comes to building lineups. By the way, I also really like Rory McIlroy to go with Fleetwood. I can also build a Højgaard lineup with this as well. Oh, I should go back and give me Justin Lauer back. The Marty Doe I'd want back. Justin Lauer I want back. The rest of these guys, no. So I don't like this. That's gross. I'm not sure why we're choosing Pendrith. Do I have a yes for Pendrith? No, he's just that good of a value that we're adding these other guys. By the way, this lineup right here, I don't mind. Like, this could be my one Scott Brown lineup. Totally fine. Don't really care for Robert Streb, and I also don't want two 6K golfers together, but it's going to have to happen if I start Rory and Fleetwood. So it depends on which 6K golfers I like. Like Lauer and Hadley, that's fine. I'm cool with that. Lauer and Laird, probably not. SH Kim, Lauer, Percy. So yeah, I don't want Percy in my lineups. So basically, Nathan, I'm trying to make Fleetwood and McIlroy with Højgaard work out. Hey, that's actually a really good lineup. I like that lineup. I don't mind Sean O'Hare this week either. I would not do that lineup. So I'm already seeing things I don't care for and I don't like. So what I'll end up doing instead. So I don't mind there being two 6K golfers, but this kind of is kind of gross. I won't lie. Like, I don't want... I think I can still build one with two 7K golfers. So if I do this and I make it select two 7K golfers to go along with the ones I just told the optimizer to select. Yeah. Bob Shelton, CT Pan, Sung King. So I think that's my top lineup, right? Yep. So I already did this lineup. I already knew that it would build me a lineup like that. But let's say I didn't want Bob Shelton in my lineup, and instead, let's open it back up for Sung Kang. I do this. So Ches Reavie now gets added to it, and that's fine. Again, if I didn't want Ches Reavie, another way I could do this too is just bump up Sung Kang's price or his points. So instead of 721, I could make him at least something higher than like Ches Reavie, which I guess I wouldn't want to do. Scott Piercy. This is a lineup I can get behind too. I could also run Optimizer just to see if it'll spit out anything else. Okay. I mean, I've seen worse, but not super great. Never do Ricky Barnes. Never. Max McGreevy, I liked his on-course interview that he had at the Byron Nelson, I think. Some of these names I just would never play. Derek Ernst, nope. Lamely, nope. Okay, this is different. I could do something like this. I could do a Jim Herman. I could. Akshay Bhatia, yeah, I could do this. Don't write off Jim Herman. That'll be my only Jim Herman lineup, though. So anyways, yeah, that's me trying to force in Nikolai Højgaard. I do want to play him. The likelihood of this lineup actually working out is not very high. So instead, what I would want is probably just lock in Fleetwood, lock in McIlroy, and hopefully depend on 3 7K golfers to get me to the finish line. So something like this is, by all means, good enough. Hendrith, Hubbard, Batia. So I answered your question in a roundabout way. I went way longer than it needed to. I'm really trying to, like, I really like 3 combos. I like McIlroy and Fleetwood, because I can't do McIlroy and Rose. They're in the same lineup. So they're in group 3. Can't do those together. I like McIlroy and Fleetwood. I just think Fleetwood's in all the buckets that I want, that I actually feel comfortable with, that will show up inside the top 10. It just feels good. Like I could add it, or I could, you know, do some combos with like McIlroy and Lowry, McIlroy and Young, McIlroy and Thigala, also with Kuchar. They're just going to be in one-offs, and I'm just going to build my best lineup with this optimizer with these golfers, and it's just going to be one of them. It's just going to be one instance with the McIlroy and Lowry, and it's going to be the best lineup I can build. I'm trying not to have too much exposure to the same golfers in each of these lineups. So you saw Justin Lauer show up a bunch. You saw CT Pan show up a bunch. There is actually a possibility where no, not in these winner take-alls. I was gonna say there's a possibility I'll put CT Pan in every single lineup, but I don't think so. Because these winner take-alls are hedging against who I actually really want to play, and the hedge is set up so I can get my money back for the entry fees that I put in for the contest. There are some AK golfers that I really like. So like sometimes how I'll build lineups would be something like this. So I'll put all of these back to where they were. So it was like 1 here and 1 there. Okay, so I want an 8K golfer. Let's see what the best Adrian Meronk lineup is to anchor around a 10K golfer and a 9K golfer. And it's Hatton and Rose. Well, what if I didn't like Hatton? I can go ahead and just say no to Hatton. I want to open it back up for Lauer and try it again. Rory Thigala. And this might just be my Rory Thigala lineup that I'll put in a winner take all. I don't mind it, but I don't like Ryan Moore. Yeah, and I'll probably just keep hitting run. Like, I don't want Van Rooyen and Knox together. Like I said, I'm trying to build a quality lineup. I don't want Lauer and McGirt together. So now that was a McIlroy Cam Young lineup. Like, actually, I could do that lineup right there, the one that's on the screen. It's going to switch, but the one that was just before this I could do. I could also do this one. So, anyways, Nathan, I hope you were able to extract something out of that. That was long-winded. That was 40 minutes longer than I needed to be. This is so long. All right, guys. I am going to take off. I just noticed the time. All right. Appreciate everyone stopping by. Just a quick reminder. Giveaways. All you got to do is participate. Leave a comment on any of the videos, be subscribed, and you get free entries into the giveaways that I do weekly and monthly. Weekly is worth $5, and the monthly you can see on the screen that's worth $50. Also, Prize Picks. If you're not playing Prize Picks yet and you're in a state that allows it, check out the description of this video. There's a link there that'll get you there to the Prize Picks homepage. Go to sign up. It'll put the SweetSpot promo code in there. You put $20 in your account, you're gonna get 20 back from me, plus Prize Picks will match your deposit up to $100. So even if you don't want to put 20 in there, you can put up to 100. They'll match it, so they'll double it, and you'll still get 20 bucks back from me. And what I always say, there's a free lotto ticket every Friday. You can play up to $20, put in a 6-pick flex, and try to win 30 times the amount of money that you put in. That if you don't win it, you'll get your money back. That's what Prize Picks does every Friday. So, fun way to try to hit big. It's available for you there. And then, of course, if you want the optimizer that I was just building lineups with, email me at sweetspotdfs@gmail.com. Obviously, be subscribed and comment on any of my videos. I want to know who is participating. That way I can reward you with the optimizer, and the cheat sheet is also, there's a link in the description for that. Nick, thank you. Nathan, thank you. I will see you guys later.